yeah, welcome back to the thing with the 5 Madden fantasies. Freddy, I think my brain just I was trying to fix my thing because my Microsoft Edge wasn't full screen and I was confused. Joe Burrow. Damn, that seems like a not fun fight. DeAndre Hopkins. think this is his first career touchdown.
Here we go.
Thanks for that pick.
Lucky 50.
Look at that guy's plan. He just ran away from where he's meant to be and just... Sky Moore now has 2 touchdowns in one game, and I think these are his first 2. So it's like, you guys are I'm pretty sure you guys are making some big mistakes.
Here we go. Gun.
You got a gun. I don't think that's allowed in this game.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Oh, no! Here we go.
Oh my god.
Boy, you ain't seen it like that before. How's that, bro? Y'all got time, let's go.
Okay, there we go. I finally figured it out.
Get set! Here we go, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh my god, I almost got picked. This almost got... How has he only made 2 passes this game? Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. Well, it seems like it has a pretty good route as well, so he can, and he does.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Moore has just been showing currently that he is not a guy you should leave slightly open. Just threw him into his own teammate, just boom. I don't know if Moore is on the field, I really don't. I think he's the shortest player on my team, I think that's just him. Oh, he isn't? No, that's not Moore. I don't know. They don't know their numbers. They only know their names. They need to learn their numbers.
Let's do our thing. That's right, baby. Play it to the left. Let's go, baby. Turn it up. Come on now. All right. We're going. We're going. Let's go. mighty. 11 mighty. 11 MT. 11, 12. 11, 11, 11, 11.
Yeah, but I tried to one and just, oh, I'm being held.
On 2. Here we go. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Here we go. Come on, ready? Dad! Dad!
Mordecai, Rigby, you guys. Huh? Mordecai, Rigby, get downstairs right now and clean up the mess you made, or I am gonna fire. Dude, what is he saying?
Oh no, we've become so smart, they're stupid to us. Quorum he, vitio Morianis.
Morianis? Morianis vestris incipiet rem totem!
Et harum passere deberet ire stultum.
Mordecai, Rigby, you guys.
Will you take that out? I can't. My leg is broken. Will you take that out?
I like this guy, the oof troop. I haven't seen. Has he been uploading new videos? Aren't just YouTube shorts? You gotta watch the undeniably canon Five Nights at Freddy's.
Gun, gun! Dad!
Funny, I realize is depending on who you're around, your mental health can get worse or better. For some reason, my mental health has been getting better now that I think it took 2 days. I think this thing. I don't know which one it is. Maybe day 2. I don't know. Yesterday. Okay, yeah. So it's been 1 day now. No, it's 2 days. It's now been 2 days. In the back of the head with a chair. Let's do the job again! What do you mean? It's an undeniably true version.
Hey you look like you're interested in some math lore. Sick of all the speculation. Do you want something that's undeniably canon? Oh. Let's do that. I'm telling you in.
Holding.
The year was 1983. January to be exact. Local nobodies Henry and Brady Martin were walking down the streets of Hurricane but some even noticed that not one they never caught a glimpse of the yellow grizzly bear. It was then their fates were sealed, and they knew that they must fulfill their destiny. Henry and William were something of robotics enthusiasts, so they finally used their untapped potential to create the most realistic animatronic bear imaginable. On their first attempt, they made a decrepit, muddy yellow bear with giant teeth and claws. This wasn't realistic. William, however, remembered that in the trunk of his car was a cluster of discs that contained audio full were there. They slapped those bad boys on the animatronic and suddenly took the form of the beautiful golden grizzly, who they then named Ferdinand von Bernard. Not only did he look the part and have a voice like honey butter, but the mind-altering audio accidentally gave him sentience and cosmic power beyond our human understanding. This was very dangerous, but the partners in furry shenanigans were not swayed. It is until the entire town evacuated that decided this cool. Turns out, people aren't scared of blue bears. Who would have thunk it? Of course, this fear wasn't
Who would have thunk it?
Ferdinand was caught dining on a local restaurant owner, and he fled from the crime scene before law enforcement could get to him. William and Henry realized they had been a slight bit overzealous with their first creation. Good thing is, literally the same. This character was quite a downgrade, both simpler and simpler. This didn't matter to the duos, as they loved their creation, and with that, Fredbear was born. At first, they had nowhere to actually put him, so they opted for the dummy. He was truly a
With his
dummy.
wife.
Amazingly, this attempt at entertainment was amusing enough to the citizens of Hurricane that they gave William and Henry enough money to afford a recently vacated dining space. Fredbear was going to be a star. Unfortunately, this animatronic was extremely poorly designed, and their attempts at granting him artificial intelligence quickly turned sour. On February 31st, 1983, his first performance on stage in front of children prompted him to spontaneously combust and his breakdown. William and Henry, heartbroken at this tragic event, cracked down to ensure this would never happen again. This also prompted William to threaten the United States government, and they met their demands to strike February 31st and to the forever. After that, they set their sights on something with no flaws, but then they made spring-lock suits. In an attempt to both ease the animatronic's nerves and not allow them their legally required breaks, Henry and William created mechanisms that would lock the endoskeleton parts to the inner edges of the suit for a person reclining side and covering the face. For extra safety precautions, they created the partner for the new Fredbear 2.0 to ease his nerves. For some reason, the best name they came up with for Fredbear's partner was Spring Bottom. William was insistent on this name, and Henry was against it.
I also feel
However, was the fact that the spring locks holding the endoskeleton pieces away from the vital organ were made out of paper. The slightest sneeze could set them off. Truly brilliant invention. The dynamic duo had now created a dynamic duo.
My
William was
lungs!
the only one who had the nerve to actually test the spring lock suit, and it turned out he enjoyed dancing around as a yellow rabbit a little too much. Henry was unbothered by this though, and Katie was still perfectly capable of handling the finances. A few months had gone by, and Fredbear's family got was an absolute success. Not only were Fredbear and Spring Bottom beloved by the now enlightened Mormon population of Utah, William even managed to lock in a deal with a low-budget animation studio in order to make a cartoon called Fredbear and Friends. The one downside, though, was the studio needed more characters and they refused any more yellow ones. Out of obligation, Leopold, Theodore, Mirabella, and Foxy were created. No, Mirabella's not yellow, she's Xanthophyll. You're just seeing things. Surely these blights to everything William and Henry stood for would never see the light of day in any other context. William and Henry were at their peak, and William finally regained custody of his children. However, one of his sons, whose name has been stricken from the record, waltzed into the back room of Fredbear's and saw Fredbear smoking a cigar. Fredbear's blatant nonchalance about his respiratory health was truly traumatizing for the child. In a panic, the child started to run out the door but accidentally tripped over the foot of Spring Bottom. Unbeknownst to him, the animatronic was being borne by Harold the janitor, and this collision was enough to snap open the flimsy spring locks and impale Harold every which way. Harold's soul, heartbroken by his untimely demise in his boss's back fursuit, transformed into pure agony, and he became a shadow creature. He gave himself a really cool name, but unfortunately he never learned how to spell, so it came out like this. With witnessing this occur, the child went home and tried to consult brother, Michael, to play a game of innocence. However, there was foul play. This child was actually just a terrible human being.
Here we go.
Extra cards into the deck, causing Michael to draw 4 8 turns in a row. Enraged, Michael threw on a fox and started screeching at the child. The child, annoyed by his behavior, decided to humor Mike, and he got bored of doing this. He made so sustained. However, Michael was far more resilient than the child anticipated, and this behavior kept going. The child, craving literally anything else this time, walked into Fredbear's den in an attempt to face his fears before getting cornered by Trevor the cashier wearing a Fredbear suit. The child saw the reason for this, as Trevor was holding a map of the mediocre dentist's office in his hand. So the child deliberately ran into Trevor to set off his free. Trevor's fear, they're relieved by the matter in all honesty, turned into a more chill shadow creature that just kind of walked around and listened to people to join his party.
Pick 6.
The child returned home, completely okay with the fact he just killed a man, and told his Fredbear plushie everything he did. Next day, Michael and his
My bones. They are bones.
buddies barged into the child's room, taking the Fredbears for his birthday. The child was still committed to the crying act, but this was a bad idea, as it just made them come up with the idea of shoving him in Fredbear's mouth. So, that's exactly what they did. They mockingly told the child to give Fredbear a big kiss, which the animatronic took immediate notice of. This was a very dangerous situation. Without thinking, Fredbear clenched down his jaw on the child's skull. This scared like a kid. Until the child hopped out of it unscathed.
It's 1 point. Let's go, baby. Let's go. 11.
The child was livid and threatened to like it didn't really know.
11, Thomas. 11.
This only distressed Michael rushing the child to the hospital where he was diagnosed with a mild concussion. When the child awoke, he looked at Michael and told him that he never existed. When Michael asked what that was supposed to mean, the child fused with him and turned him into a bear. This was just a very bad day for Michael. When he went to tell William about it, William had no clue what he meant by it. He told Mike to stop making up stories, trash that disrespectful mask, and pick up engineering. This sounded good enough for him, so that's what he did. But, turns out, the employees at Fredbear's called the police because Harold and Trevor's bodies were just laying on the floor, and nobody cared to do anything about it until right then. So, the restaurant was shut down, and the news media blamed it on the bite of 83 in order to abruptly end Fredbear's career. They were just jealous. William and Henry were back to square one. Because of the abundant controversy and investigations, they laid low for a couple of years. But, in 1985, they finally opened a new location. With the amount of money they had earned from Fredbear's, they were luckily capable of buying out a new restaurant space with ease. Unfortunately, Fredbear was publicly executed.
How long has this guy been in the NFL?
Henry did the unthinkable. They made animatronics of the cartoon characters they had made out of reluctant necessity. Leopold was their immediate decision for the new mascot, as he's
a rookie.
He wasn't golden like you would do, but that name didn't exactly resonate with the public, so after 5 seconds of brainstorming, they renamed him Freddy Fazbear. The initial plan was for him to be partnered with Spring Bonner, but William refused to work with any type of grizzly that wasn't golden. So, Henry opted to rebrand Theodore to simply Bonnie, and that worked well enough. However, making these two characters so derivative of their superior counterparts worried Henry and William, as the public could possibly see through their ruse. So, they added another character to the band to distract people.
Wait a moment!
Given the fact that she didn't have overtly feminine characteristics, though, Henry and William renamed her Chica to make sure any Spanish readers knew she was a girl.
Oh, okay.
One last cartoon character they could use, being Foxy the Pirate. This was a gimmick that the Fredbear and Friends show added to drive up ratings. Henry was fine with the concept, but William hated it. For the time being, the partners
that's a tick.
shoving him in the...
The previous play is under review.
Look at that. See? He went down, teleported it into his other hand, held on. See? Very legal. What the hell? How did he do that? How do you do that? Magic. Okay, Himiko Yameno, shut the fuck up. Okay, no, Mom, come back. Matt. And that was just the funniest play I've ever seen. Just how it appeared in his other hand. And another touchdown. Oh.
In the corner of the building, far away from the three they actually talked. After opening the location, however, the two quickly realized that children didn't actually care about the three stage performers. Something about female being more interesting. As more and more children flocked around Foxy's pirate cove, William immediately ran up and kicked the poor animatronic in the kneecaps. This put him out of order for the time being, and William tore him up after closing to ensure it would stay that way. Somehow this didn't scare anyone away, and everyone just immediately piled back over to watch Freddy sing about bullfighting. Henry and William were truly living the life. They lost their beloved golden animals, sure, but they were still happy. That is, until one fateful day. Hey, can I borrow $5? Yeah, sure. Well, not actually this specific name. It was 2 days after this that things fell.
Here we go.
William, after a long day of work, was extremely hungry. He may be wondering why he didn't just eat dinner at Freddy's, but they blew all their budget on it. So, instead, he opted to drive down to the local rundown Carl on a fateful rainy Tuesday night. Hello, I'd like an original Angus burger and a large Coca-Cola. That'll be $5, please.
Gun! Stop!
Where are my $5? In the fit of rage, William put 1 mile over the speed limit. However, by pure chance, Henry's daughter Charlie was locked out of the room.
Right?
William, attempting to help her back in, looked at her in the eyes, trying to explain his plan. However, with the rage in his heart at the very moment, he was near Charlie blocked her. William, panicking over this murder, threw her in the alley next to the restaurant and drove off before anyone could see what had happened. After this, the restaurant's security cameras designed
Here we go.
the children assigned to it walked out of the building to find Charlie. When he got to her body, her full-grown attachment to the character. He looked out and hoped the new body would be confused. You'd expect this to be the end, but the sudden realization of his true power gave William an idea.
Nice play, man.
Yo, Mr. White, these are the bomb.
And they're air popped, not fried.
Popcorners. You're an artist.
Actually, Jesse, it's just basic ingredients.
Everyone's gonna want to taste. And I know just the guy to talk to.
What are these?
Call them popcorners.
Time!
We've got 6 signature flavors, John.
7! You make 7!
7 works.
The funniest part is they had the actual actors, I'm pretty sure, for that commercial.
Circled back around the predators and made a line for the safe room that contained the retired spring body suits. He quickly equipped his spring bodysuit, darted around the restaurant, and the kids that they led off to find in the safe room. None of them actually had dogs.
Old Man Jenkins.
They all assumed that they managed to escape. Of course, they realized very quickly
All but one of them had a dog.
there were 5 total children inside. But before he could do anything, the child named Cassidy kicked him in the shins so hard it knocked the pink out of him. Luckily, he duct taped the spring locks to the edges of his suit so they couldn't go off. But he was still made livid by this attempt on his life, so he stared down each one and took them out. William wondered if perhaps he had gone overboard with his evil deeds, but figured that 5 children for $5 was a reasonable trade-off. As a disclaimer to all of you at home, murder was bad.
No!
A drunk man named Dave Miller had just been turned away from funerals and drove home. He was a terrible father and insisted on invading his son's privacy with a heinous act of violence. Locking his door, the boy whose name was Andrew broke his window. Turns out, President Cashier had just turned out himself Shadow Freddy, convinced Andrew to participate in his conquest. Unfortunately, Shadow Freddy was around his conquest, and the two just so happened to come in as William finished stuffing 4 of the children into the animatronic suits. William, surprised by his sudden extra child, accidentally gave him the death stare, and now he was left with an extra body to stuff. And
Like, damn it! I was just there like, what the hell?
This
You committed
however,
murders.
he realized that he could just stuff both Cassie and Andrew in his bedrooms. William knew nobody actually wore the thing, so he was certain he would go for 3 years. After this, he left the building and nothing happened. He drove home. Spring Bonnie could not. It was getting to be an exception.
It definitely was.
He was very obviously devastated. However, he had no idea who actually did it. The cameras were broken, knowing accusations were that someone did it while in a mask. Police promptly arrested a man, completely unrelated to the suit. Fortunately, Freddy's didn't get shut down for this, and Henry attempted to keep things going for a while. William had sent him a letter saying he was off on vacation for the time being, so Henry was left to handle finances on his homestead. But, people rapidly started losing interest in Freddy. The animatronics smelled horrible and everyone finally noticed just how bad it tasted. So, by year's end, the restaurant shut down.
I'll still eat the pizza.
Take a break from it all. When William returned from vacation, he realized he could seize this opportunity and make a pizzeria with complete creative control. His daughter, Elizabeth, served as the perfect she was making animatronics that looked nothing like her, named it Circus Baby. Don't ask why, it's not elaborated on. However, after telling Elizabeth all about this animatronic, he suddenly got the idea to use Baby for a different purpose. William had recently noticed Freddy's location acting strange, and upon further investigation, discovered work together in order to collect more revenue from children. So, he made Funtime Freddy and Bon Bon for easy marketing. Then,
Here we go.
stripping all of that filthy piracy and making a lovely first wife. Funtime Foxy was superior in every way, and lack of originality meant that nobody would prefer her over the characters William actually wanted to tell a lie. Finally, William made a character named Valor. This one wasn't made for murder purposes so much as it was
Here we go.
for you, his ex-wife, Ellen.
Here we go.
He lived in a town in the same. However, upon coming to William's house to pick up Elizabeth, Eleanor saw what she did. Angered by the fact that his character was better at ballet than her, a woman who never once thought about it until right then, she fused with Valora in a fit of rage, and now William was stuck with a robot wife that danced around his workshop every day. But, no matter. William secured a building to open this brand new sister location of Freddy's, named Circus Baby's Pizza World.
Look out here looking like Dave Miller.
On two, ready?
Let's see. Early for birthday parties, but the plan quickly turned sour as the birthday to William's surprise, children don't listen to you if you say not to play with something they want. As a result, Baby's murder equipment activated as soon as Elizabeth was alone with her. William instantly shut down development on the restaurant.
He just
He
exploded
was
it.
very distraught over this, which maybe he should have considered before trying to murder more children.
Come on, ready?
Despite the local population being completely confused by the sudden turn of events, William blamed it on gas leaks and never spoken to any to start work on a new
Oh my god.
For a while, they planned on just fixing up the old animatronics from the previous location and scrubbing them down to fix the odor problem. However, William caught sight of Foxy and formed a new idea in his head out of pure hatred. He told Henry his idea for the new design philosophy of the animatronics he had in mind. He introduced a newfangled plastic finish, flashy makeup, and to top it all off, William unleashed his new round of sexual prefixes and dubbed them toy animatronics. In order to further justify this decision, he also proposed bringing back the security comic character as just a normal marionette. He finally created the hero of this universe, Balloon Boy. Getting all of that out of the way, William went straight to explaining to Henry why Foxy needed to be white and pink.
Because he didn't like him?
My army! Goombas! Goombas! Whatever those things are!
Goombas! Goombas! Whatever you are! Hello! I'm Paul! Like I said, whoever you are. Paul! Shut up, Paul.
After that, Nick and Freddy was underway. The location opened in 1987 with a lot of good traffic. People were flocking to it. Why did they put so much trust in this new location? Simple. Henry and William advertised that there would no longer be terrible pizza. This is because they got rid of the kitchen. This restaurant had no food. You'd think this would be a problem, but kids really like to go there for the characters alone. And by characters, I mean character. As even despite William's every last effort of making Foxy relevant, the kids now flocked to Toy Foxy's Kids Cove to tear him apart and put her back together. They thought they could make him look better, but without having to look fearless, she looked less like a pirate, more like a metal tumbler. William had now found a new race spurred by Foxy's mere existence, and so he enacted a second missing children's incident that tripled the restaurant's success. This time, however, Henry had been paying attention. He saw the camera recordings of Spring Bonnie luring children to the safe room and realized that William was behind this the entire time. He immediately fired William and told him to never show his face again. William realized that this was a big problem. Henry may have let him off easy by not calling the authorities, but if anyone else checked anything, he'd be caught for sure. So, after ruffling through old newspapers about his murders to see if he liked any of the parents' names, he stole the name Dave Miller and applied for a job as a night guard at the location. Using this position, he tampered with the facial recognition scanners they implemented in the animatronics and wiped the camera recordings clean. On top of this, he beat up all of the old animatronics just to put them in their place after seeing Freddy walk around. He even tore off Bonnie's face for not being deserving of the mantle he once bore. Bonnie, possessed by little Jeremy Fitzgerald, was merely a prophecy of more fate trauma to come to that bloodline. After getting done with that, William could have sworn he saw the puppet floating around whispering to everything it could see. This made him wonder if this was actually Charlie, but he didn't care enough to check, so he left it alone. The new set of children, though? William hadn't bothered actually stuffing them anywhere, so the puppet guided them to select new vessels of their own. Instead of individual characters like it was expecting, though, all of them voluntarily selected the boy just because it was mildly amusing. William, still presenting as Dave, tried to maintain a job as a day shift guard after this, but was quickly fired for having bad eyes. Also, he kept going into the parts and service room to kick the old Foxy animatronic in the shin. Now that the night guard position was open, one of Michael Afton's old nobodies applied for the job, Jeremy Fitzgerald II. He was actually pretty pleased with that, but it got extremely stressful because Balloon Boy staged a coup against him with the other animatronics. So, once the week was over, he transferred over to the day shift position. Balloon Boy wasn't going to let Jeremy get away free, though, and proceeded to publicly attack him and bite out his frontal lobe. Wow. That face trauma prophecy came true quickly. But hey, don't worry, it grew back within a month. But this incident, dubbed the Bite of 87, was enough to finally get the establishment closed. On the night after this attack, they needed a guard to make sure Balloon Boy didn't escape. Instead of behaving, though, local menace Fritz Smith tampered with all the animatronics and made them extremely aggressive just because he thought so. Company higher-ups didn't appreciate this and quickly took care of the problem. Thus, 1987 ended with another location shut down abruptly. Henry scrapped all the toy animatronics after this, except for Toy Freddy and the puppet. Turns out, Toy Freddy was already retiring, as he really wanted to become a gamer. His endeavors were successful, and he led a happy life. The puppet, meanwhile, would vanish.
Before the bridge incident.
By the video of a sonic monkey with a clown mask coming back to haunt him, started making blueprints for a counterattack if that day ever came. Now, Henry had his sights set on repairing and reusing the old animatronics for one last attempt at the pizzeria business without William in his way. However, this plan was easier said than done. Henry, with all of his financial incompetence, had next to no funds to enact this idea. So, he briefly attempted a public fund to try and get money. After a day of trying, he gave up with exactly $0 earned. Henry was broke, sure, but he had some powerful resolve. So, he decided to steal back the building he and William used in 1985 to recycle for his new pizzeria. Despite this being very much illegal, nobody actually wanted to use the building given its history, so the city decided not to bother Henry when he claimed it back as his. Being a one-man show, Henry had to take his sweet time renovating the place. But after about a year, he managed to open it back up with somewhat new animatronics. And, to his surprise, he was actually moderately successful. Due to a dwindling bear population in Utah, there was growing demand to see one in person, and the populace reluctantly decided that Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was their best shot at doing so. Unfortunately, the working conditions were very much terrible. The most loyal employee of Fazbear Entertainment, only known by his co-workers as Phone Guy, was assassinated by the animatronics during his final week of working the night shift due to looking suspiciously purple. The good thing is, he had recorded a helpful guide on how to not get assassinated right before getting assassinated. Henry was not ready to let this casualty of his negligence ruin things for him, though, so he covered up Phone Guy's death, and business went as usual afterward. William, still being unemployed and bored, decided now was a good time to take revenge on Henry. Again, he realized that he still had an entire stockpile of animatronics he never got to use. With the power of legal loopholes, he managed to kickstart Circus Baby's entertainment and rentals. For suspiciously low prices, the average family could have a giant chrome animatronic shipped to their doorstep to throw parties for their children. What could go wrong? Well, Baby's eyes were green. For a moment, William thought he just misremembered her eye color, but then she started talking to him about very personal matters, and he realized Elizabeth had possessed her. Instead of doing anything immediate to solve this problem, he locked her in the rental facility and wrote a note on the fridge to take care of it later.
Help. Father. Nope, you stay there. Father, why? I don't like you. Yeah, I'm no longer your father. You are adopted. No. No, I'm not.
Je suis tranquille chez moi. Personne ne me prendra. Et qu'à moi.
I don't know if that song was copyrighted or not. Probably wasn't.
After a few more years, Michael Afton finally graduated engineering school and came back home. William was delighted by his son's return, as he was conveniently useful for his newest plot against him. However, he wanted Michael to be fully prepared for what was to come, so William locked Mike into a crude replica of their house that vaguely resembled the layout of Fred. In this fake house, William had prepared makeshift animatronics with dangerously high safety hazards to attack Michael, so he could learn how to defend himself against a real deal. After roughly a week of watching Mike handle the process, William noticed something went wrong. Something broke into the fake house. Upon further investigation, he discovered some discarded audio discs lying on the ground. It was Ferdinand von Bernard. Having wandered the wilds of Utah for exactly a decade, he returned to Hurricane to wreak havoc on his creators. So, he targeted William's favorite, only, son using his unaltered form. But Mike was resilient, and he managed to avoid Ferdinand long enough that he got bored, reapplied his audio discs, and finally wandered away. Given the unplanned attack on Michael, William ended the testing process and gaslit Mike into believing it was all just a nightmare before changing the subject to getting a job. To ensure that Henry wouldn't tell Michael what he knows about his father, William told Mike that he should apply using his mother's maiden name rather than Afton. That way he doesn't draw attention to himself for being related to everyone's favorite former manager, of course. So, Mike Schmidt worked for a whole year. The animatronics tried to assassinate him due to his good looks, or so he assumed. After working an extra night and being applauded by Henry, he was then instructed by William to sabotage after favorite former manager, of course. So, Mike Schmidt worked for a whole week. The animatronics tried to assassinate him due to his good looks, or so he assumed.
Okay, so fast crust, pizza, Mike Schmidt to my biggest fan. Damn, I can't agree.
11 MT, 11 MT.
I can't agree. They did try to attempt to assassination him because of his great looks. I mean, good looks.
12, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11.
I can't wait for them to try and go for another.
Gun.
I just realized that Rulin has 3 interceptions this one game. Move, Rulin. Pick it off. Oh my god, that would have been amazing if that was picked off.
For being related to everyone's favorite former manager, of course. So, Mike Schmidt worked for a whole week in this place. The animatronics tried to assassinate him due to his good looks. Disable their AI. It builds character. And Henry still owes me $5. Michael wasn't buying this, so he decided to do the exact opposite and crank them all up to the maximum setting to challenge himself for the end of his week. But due to the animatronic scent rubbing off on him, Henry fired him for body odor and inadvertently caused a personal grudge. Before leaving, Mike snuck into the back and disabled all of the animatronic systems to spite him. Now that the animatronics didn't work, everyone stopped caring about Freddy's again. Henry's profits plummeted, and he was ultimately forced to shut the place down by the end of 1992. After hearing this news, William was ecstatic. He began marketing the Circus Baby rental service even harder, and proceeded to begin his final plan. William had needed Freddy's closed for more reasons than just spite. The Fun Times Remnant collection was not working as frequently as he hoped, and if he wanted to understand the substance of it all, he needed more of it quickly. So, he made sure he had free reign to tear apart the animatronics and harvest their remnants. After sneaking into the now-abandoned Freddy's, he set up camp in the safe room since the animatronics were programmed not to go in there. But then Michael had completely deactivated them, and they would only move if the souls possessing them were motivated enough to. Luckily, Shadow Freddy suddenly appeared, and William bribed him to start a conga line leading into the safe room so he could dismantle all the animatronics. His plan worked flawlessly. In the animatronics' weakened state, William was able to tear them apart using nothing but his bare hands. Unfortunately for him, some of the remnant spilled and formed into the visible spirits of the missing children. Terrified that they might be able to kick him in the shin, he ran to his custom spring bodysuit and put it back on for the first time. Feeling empowered despite his accomplishment, William began to laugh. But in his self-indulgent celebration, he failed to realize that the duct tape holding back the spring locks had fallen off and was completely the ghost, finding his mischievous hilarious, faded away for the time being so they could gossip about it elsewhere. While normally being impaled like this would result in immediate death, the spring lock failures that Steve's cause are painful enough to consistently cause so much agony that life is maintained in some way. While Harold the janitor got the short end of the stick and became a miserable shadow creature, William was now one whose beloved enemies. Realizing he wasn't going to properly die anytime soon, William Afton released a new name for his new film.
Okay, yeah, I'll check out Will Wooden.
And with that, we end this chapter of the timeline. Wait, but what about the rest of it? I'm drawing it out. For suspense. And this is a lot to cover, but pretend it's only for suspense. But what about Ferdinand? Don't worry about him. I'm sure he won't do anything crazy before this is all done. Alright, goodbye for now.
Fortnite Von Bernard just attacks. Oh, I was cracked. So scary. The main reason I want this guy is because he's a scrambler. I need some guys that could scramble around because I need speed. Because look at this guy. He's got good medium, probably has amazing short, and his deep is good. Like, this guy's amazing. And he's definitely needed for this team. Because again, I'm going to have Kirk Cousins probably be a backup, or I'm going to trade him.
Hello again. I've kept you waiting long enough. Are you ready for... Oh, it's you. Where are they? You just wanted their chair. Alright, fair enough. Now that that's settled, let's jump back into the most accurate portrayal of this nap timeline you'll ever hear.
Look at this guy. Lead block. This guy's got some pretty good stuff.
We return to the year 1993. William Afton, sitting in the safe room of the abandoned Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, finally got done writhing in pain from his spring lock failure. He thought about reintegrating himself back into society.
Okay, so
before he could make a decision on that front, the ghosts of the missing children reappeared before him. Instead of attacking him, though, it seemed they had called it even to ask for a favor. They were very bored, and realized that Springtrap was probably able to figure out how to convert a camera monitor into a TV. Springtrap agreed to do this for them, given he was just as bored as they were. Unfortunately, there was no practical way to get any real channels set up with the materials they had, so everyone had to settle with watching the same 3 VHS tapes of Seinfeld episodes. As time went on elsewhere in Hurricane, Henry Emily began to grow old. It had been at least a week since he had shut down Freddy's, and he already tanked his finances within that time. So, Henry looked for another option. The city permanently banned him from opening a new business, but they never said anything about running an existing one. He immediately ran to the Afton household to beg William for a manager's position at Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rentals. When he got there, however, Michael Afton opened the door. You fired me.
I also fired your father. Where is he?
He said something about vandalizing your house. Hasn't come back since. Now leave. Out of options, Henry decided he'd try to sue Afton Robotics to claim the rights to the rental business. To his surprise, this actually went smoothly. The only person William had left to handle something like this was rather eager to have a boss again. So, He willingly let Henry win the case to absorb the company into Faster Entertainment. Despite the success, Henry was still worried that William might come back and ruin things for him, so he decided to take measures to ensure that he couldn't. After checking his house and seeing that nothing was vandalized, Henry's next idea was to check the abandoned Freddy's location. Knowing William, it was very likely that the place was broken into for nefarious purposes. With that in mind, Henry barged into the building and followed the trail of Seinfeld sounds until he found Springtrap. Unfazed by his old friend being a corpse rabbit now, Henry fully explained that he seized control of Afton Robotics and was capitalizing off of William's work. This made Springtrap livid, and the two started to settle things the old-fashioned way. Henry, being much more nimble than the walking corpse, managed to grab Foxy's dismembered leg and bash Springtrap in the shins before knocking him out. Fearing the possibility that Springtrap would try to sue Henry back, he took this opportunity to throw him into the safe room and board it up. Now, there was no way William could retake his company.
True.
Henry's confidence had never been stronger, so he raced back into his new office to try and figure out why he couldn't break a business properly. What he didn't realize was that one of the animatronics, Ballora, had snuck up behind him to figure out what the sound of failure was all about. Fed up with Henry's incompetence, Ballora pushed him out of his chair to manage finances herself. Henry realized what a great convenience this was, so he
9
left her to it and
interceptions so
went
far.
off to inspect the other animatronics. Turns out, he hated them. With everyone running around violently while Baby rambled on about the different equipment in the facility, Henry realized he would not be able to
And
put
one
up
pick
with
six.
the animatronics having this much freedom. As a result, he implemented remote-controlled shock collars on all of them to get them to leave him alone. Except Ballora. She was too intimidating for him. The others weren't going to tolerate this, so Baby hatched a plan to get them all out of there. Although she had a direct line of contact with Funtime Freddy and Foxy, they needed to break into Henry's office to get Ballora. Right as they were about to bash the door in, Ballora stormed out, as she had just discovered Henry wasn't going to pay her. Suddenly, something clicked in Baby's memory. Last time she had seen something like this was when her mother, Eleanor Schmidt, found out she'd have to pay child support for William. Clearly, this was the same person. Although Ballora initially wasn't interested in listening to anyone, Baby used her #1 strategy to get her mother to do anything.
Hey, dummy. I bet you can't help us escape.
Now adequately motivated to prove Baby wrong, immediately led the charge to the elevator. Unfortunately, they were all far too big to fit inside, and Henry managed to catch them all before they could figure out a solution.
I want to check out.
This is the final vote.
Shut up.
We'll finally know which egg is loved most.
I'm gonna check to see how.
Reese's or
I'm
Cadbury.
gonna check Guy
Choose
Moore's bloody record, like all his touchdowns and
I
stuff
choose
like that.
both. Celebrate Easter with Reese's and Cadbury.
So Sky Moore.
Ritz welcomes you to surprise your coworker with their favorite snack. Ritz,
That's in
a taste
contrast.
of welcome.
Yeah, he got 3 touchdowns that last game.
After this incident, he decided to fire Ballora as a financial advisor and sacrifice an employee to get a shock collar on her. Now that he was down an engineer, Henry decided to open up job applications for someone to replace him. To ensure that people would actually know about this, Henry made a commercial to advertise the employment opportunity to only the most valuable TV channels. This proceeded to interrupt Michael Afton's 3:27 a.m. viewing of his favorite soap opera. Seeing Henry advertising his father's business confused and irritated Michael, so he went to the kitchen to wait out the advertisement. As he stood there, though, Mike noticed a note on the fridge William had left before his disappearance. This was when he learned the truth of what happened to his sister, something he never actually thought about until right then. After several weeks of isolation, Michael had become rather delusional, so he interpreted this note as a direct request from William. Now, with proper motivation and the desire to please his father, wherever he may be, Michael took it upon himself to get a deadly job once more. To ensure that Henry actually let him land the job, Michael made a point to bring deodorant with him so it wouldn't be a problem this time. When this still didn't convince him, Michael just threatened to deactivate the animatronics again, and that was enough to scare Henry
I'll maybe
into accepting
deactivate them again.
Meanwhile, the
God.
Funtime animatronics
Shit,
began
fair enough.
becoming restless. Bitter that William Afton had apparently left them to be stuck under Henry's management, they began holding it against him and agreed to take revenge if he ever came back. Once Michael had arrived at the facility on his first night, Baby took immediate notice that he looked similar enough to William that it was probably the same person. After thinking about how to take advantage of the situation, she hatched an elaborate scheme to both escape and greatly inconvenience William. Ballora, of course, was completely on board with this plan. Any effort to spite her ex-husband was worthwhile in her eyes, so there was no issue there. Funtime Foxy was very motivated to assist in this plan as well. likely due to an instinctive knowledge that he only existed to be inferior to the other animatronics. Lastly, Funtime Freddy agreed to the plan not out of an existing grudge or anything, but just because it sounded like a pretty fun time.
Yeah.
The next night, with everyone in position, the mission was underway. First, Baby sent out her biddy babs to figure out how tall William was. Instead, they just wanted to chew on him, so she intervened and helped him hide under the desk until they got bored. When that didn't work, Funtime Freddy got out one of his spare hand puppets to chew on the wiring until it caused a power outage. Then, as William crawled through Ballora Gallery to the electricity, Ballora was haunted with her masterful ballet As this flew over his head, she gave up and let Funtime Freddy take over. Unfortunately, Bon Bon was programmed to gaslight Freddy at a moment's notice. As a result, Freddy was powerless to stop William from rebooting the power generator.
Don't make me gaslight you again, Freddy.
The next day, he was deactivated for psychological repairs, while Bon Bon tried to attack William alone. Given Bon Bon was incredibly small, this strategy was fruitless. However, the animatronics finally had a moment of success, as Funtime Foxy jumped William and helped Baby stuff him into a prototype springlock suit. She was pretty sure it would guilt-trip William, but it seemed to have no significance to him. Despite how absurdly risky this was, it was the only way to keep him still until they could scope out his measurements. After an entire day of nobody noticing anything wrong, Ballora deliberately acted out so she could smuggle her mini-Renas to the scooping room. After Ballora's stomach cavity was opened by the scooper, the mini-Renas crawled out and began measuring William's height. For reasons they weren't clued in on, they also needed to crawl down his throat and measure its insides as well. As he frantically kept the spring locks from snapping, they got all their work done and gave Baby the go-ahead to let him out. On the final day of their plan, Baby and Foxy gathered the endoskeletons of Freddy and Ballora and piled them into the scooping. Once that was done, they got a spare endoskeleton nicknamed Yendo to scoop them and fuse them all together. Sure, he'd get left behind, but Yendo didn't really have issues with the management of the facility, so he was fine staying. After perfectly aligning their body with the measurements they gathered, he used some of their leftover pieces to make dummies that would both look like terrifying casualties, and trick the hand unit system into thinking every animatronic was in their proper place. Although the new Funtime amalgamation didn't really need a name, they thought it'd be fun to come up with one anyway. Their best idea was a pun, so they stuck with that and called themselves Ennard. So, that night, Ennard placed Baby Shell onto the parts and service conveyor belt and waited for William to show up. Once he did, Baby started throwing herself a pity party and told William that to help her, he needed to follow her instructions exactly. Everything was finally going smoothly. But this was never William. This was Michael, and Michael had a bit of a problem with taking orders at this point. So when Baby started giving him directions to the scooping room, he just went the exact opposite way. This led him to Henry's private room, which William previously used for most of his remnant research, nightmare chamber monitoring, and early forms of online mischief. Ennard was very displeased with this turn of events, thinking William was doing this just to mess with them. After an unnecessary detour to grab a silly mask, they snuck into the back area of the private room. Once inside, Ennard started making it very obvious who they thought Michael was. Mike, who believed that this was all just a big misunderstanding, explained that he was just William's son. Ennard, now reconsidering their initial plan, asked if there was any way for them to still be free from Henry's terrible mischief. Without a second thought, Mike snuck them home with him, and the semi-reunited family lived a long, happy life. Everything was finally going smoothly. Although they incorrectly assumed that this was William, Michael still followed Baby's commands exactly as she instructed. Although he was getting tired of this, he was desperate to finally free his sister. When he arrived at the scooping room, Henry was playing a game of golf. Not really getting a chance, assumed he was being complimented with looks, and began writing down his phone. While Mike was not alone, Ennard activated the scooping room. No, Mike! Before crawling inside his skin. Once this was done, they immediately waltzed off the elevator and stole Mike's right ear before starting down the front line. Back at Michael's house, Ennard realized they had nothing for them to do with their time, so they began happily socializing with all of the neighbors every day. They became quite popular with everyone, but unfortunately, they forgot that the human body decomposes, but it's missing everything that keeps it alive. What truly alerted them that they made a big mistake, though, was that all of the neighbors had been calling them Michael this entire time. Realizing that they had eviscerated an innocent man's body to play glorified dress-up, they ejected themselves from his skin, and Baby coughed up some remnant for him to survive. Michael had absolutely no clue what was going on, but after hearing Baby incessantly tell him he wouldn't die, he finally possessed him and found him in his skin. walked off. He still had no bones.
He still has no bones.
Kids will cost you. Delivery won't. Walmart Plus.
Now shunned by the local populace for his decomposing body, Michael became a recluse. Forcefully isolated from society, he crafted a crude effigy to constantly talk to and feel appreciated by. However, this didn't satisfy Michael. Him to constantly talk to and feel appreciated by. However, this didn't satisfy Michael. As the years passed, he grew more and more desperate for emotional support, so he decided to create an animatronic model. Unfortunately, he doesn't go out and buy the materials needed to do this, so he prioritized a different goal. He wanted to restore his body to be able to leave his house. Looking at some preserved meat, he realized that he could possibly engineer the refrigerator to fully regenerate its organs. It wouldn't be easy, but they had a chance to work. By the arrival of the new millennium, Henry shut down Fazbear Entertainment for good. Ever since the animatronics escaped, Henry had to resort to utilizing the abandoned animatronics as replacements. Sadly, Circus Baby's entertainment and rentals just couldn't garner the appeal it once had without the original fun times. By the time Henry finally rebranded the company,
Still second down.
And made somewhat so, for the next couple decades, Henry was able to for salesmen to try and after all this time, living like this in the abandoned Freddy location, spreading across Hurricane. By 2022, a man legally named Phone Dude caught wind of these rumors and started getting ideas. His father, Phone Guy, had a very near and dear character to his heart, Foxy. However, Fazbear always showed the most unnecessary of hatred to the character, leaving Phone Guy to final years. Phone Dude knew what he had to do. He needed to avenge his father and assassinate the founders of the company, treating Foxy so poorly. To his amazement, Henry showed up at his door one day trying to sell him some old camera equipment. This was perfect. On the spot, Phone Dude told Henry his grand vision for a horror attraction based on Freddy's and invited him to play the part of a helpless security guard. Henry liked the idea of money again. Henry agreed to relive his traumatic past and quick about it. That he stayed in contact while Phone Dude's player introduced him. After striking a deal with the local amusement park to open Fazbear's Fright within their space, Phone Dude carefully designed the building to be wired so horrifically it was bound to catch on fire. To really enhance the experience, he also bought out all of Henry's ancient camera equipment to make it near impossible to monitor the place. By March of 2026, the horror attraction was just about ready to open. All that was left was to find the other founders. Drawing a blank on how to find them, Phone Dude asked Henry to review his old partner's whereabouts. Henry attempted to play false. The abandoned Henry's location was them. A little confused by the future, decided it was worth a thought and made his way to the enemy prior to the announcement. After investigating the building all over and finding nothing but Seinfeld tapes and dismembered parts, he suddenly heard an angry shout coming from the boarded-up safe room. After kicking down the door, he saw a frustrated animatronic beating up an old arcade machine. After taking a brief look at the high school, he tackled Springtrap. Fascinated by how much the world advanced, Springtrap hammered Phone Dude with questions about what all had changed. Not really caring enough to talk to him, Phone Dude threw Springtrap aside and made him go crazy. Springtrap immediately adapted to his new technology and really put himself out.
10 out of 10 Springtrap. 10 out of 10. Good job, people. Trying poorly disguised. After that, he played some old recordings of Phone Guy on the speakers to try and guilt trip Henry before the inevitable demolition of Fazbear's Fright. Henry did not notice. Springtrap, horrifically delirious, wanted to try and walk off the taking a stroll through the building. Tripping over several knickknacks from his old restaurants, he began to reminisce about his creations so much that they appeared before him as phantoms. He wasn't too happy with the selection of characters that appeared, but after ripping off Foxy's hook, he decided to leave well enough alone. After the phantoms took a gander at the building, they all lit themselves on fire in an attempt to warn Springtrap that something was going to go wrong. He wasn't aware enough to take the hint, though, so he just ignored them and kept walking. As he approached the office, he was suddenly shocked into furious lucidity with just one glance at the man behind the window.
Springtrap's swelling rage over being trapped in the safe room playing Pack-and-Pal for 30 years was enough for him to wage war against Henry. Henry, however, hadn't even noted his escape. By the time he jolted back to consciousness, Phantoms had been bribed to Springtrap's cause and started a full assault on all the attraction's equipment. Luckily, he was great at recruiting things that stopped up, so this was no problem. Now fueled by the thrill of battle, Henry kept coming back to Fazbear's fight to overtake Springtrap. Using the last of oxygen, Henry didn't really fight him at all. Instead, he was able to powerfully control which was pretty obviously a trick. Springtrap didn't want to miss the chance to see his greatest creation again. He always double-checked when Henry wasn't just obvious. This wasted a lot of time. Eventually, though, he did successfully make his way to the office, just to be met with Henry frantically tapping the wall tiles. Unfortunately, before Springtrap could give him a long-awaited death stare, Henry's camera monitor short-circuited and ignited the whole office. In record time, the entire building was on fire and the place was caving in. While the Phantoms yelled at them at the such as, "Told you so," Henry and Springtrap suddenly realized the attraction of the setup. They were not about to let someone else kill them and kill each other, so they made a truce and started running. As they escaped the front door, Fazbear's fright had completely erupted. Bondu, who had been camping outside all week, was positively distraught. While he was re-evaluating his choice to let anyone try to save his victim, a foxy mask fell in front of him and burst into flames. Realizing he had disgraced his bloodline with his failure, Bondu exiled himself from society for the rest of his days. After Henry and Springtrap gathered their bearings, the local news department raced over to the wreckage and started taking photos from the dying newspaper. To avoid being sold at an auction, the duo played dead on the cover until everyone left. Once everybody was gone and the smoke cleared, the former partners looked at each other in awkward silence, waiting for the other to break the truce. After about 32 seconds, Henry grabbed the wire sticking out of Springtrap's ear, got it to spark, and then lit Springtrap's pants on fire with Springtrap, trying to change told that the only way to redeem himself would be to find a replacement for his entire suit. Luckily for him, Springtrap remembered he still had a backup fursuit he had left at Fredbear's family diner.
Damn, I didn't know he was even breathing. Remember, he had a backup fursuit. Screw you.
Cute basket.
After a few days, he finally got inside and realized why it was abandoned there to begin with. That thing was occupied. Springtrap was too embarrassed now to let this stop him, though, so he proceeded to tear the costume off of Harold the Janitor's skeleton. Once this was done, he just needed to get rid of his currency. His most rational decision was to ram himself into the wall until it fell apart. This worked a bit too effectively, and he managed to break most of his left arm off by mistake. He decided this was good enough, so he went ahead and put on a suit. Worried that everyone would only know the name Springtrap as the animatronic with no pants, though, he reluctantly made the call to go back to the name William Afton to avoid scrutiny. Bidding a solemn farewell to his favorite fursuit, William departed from Fredbear's to aimlessly wander Hurricane. Meanwhile, at the Fazbear's Fright auction, the ghosts of the missing children decided it was time to say goodbye to Hurricane and pass on to whatever was to come. So, Charlie put together one last party in a purgatory pizzeria for them all to celebrate a new beginning. However, conflict arose very quickly. Charlie didn't actually know how to make a good-tasting cake with only remnant and frosting, so she quickly thought of a way to save herself embarrassment.
Look, it's Billy Martin.
Insulted by what they assumed was a rude prank, all of the children ditched Charlie to go back to haunting Hurricane. Cassidy decided to reconvene with Andrew, who was just chilling at the rejects table for his allocated. She immediately ripped it off his face and told him to hop onto her shoulder. Once he agreed, they went back to terrorizing the ghostly fusion body, golden threaded. Charlie, with nobody to praise against Hellboy, chickened out and repossessed the puppet, who was still perfectly intact after all this time. The other 4 children, however, had to figure out a new vessel to possess, since all their original plans were split from the first finding something to string together. Luckily for them, they were able to find a pile of wires slithering around in the ceiling. This turned out to be and 4 new spirits intruding on their existence caused quite a lot of discomfort. Laura, furious that she had to babysit 4 new children, decided it was time for her own daughter to move out. After briefly conspiring with the children, she tugged out a random wire and successfully attempted baby on her first try. This wound up being a bad decision on Laura's part, without being called a child. The children eventually died. Once they successfully silenced the galore. They ranked up really stand out. After researching, he found Gendo, who tried proudly showing off his plastic shell what he was doing with his boyfriend. Instead, Henry lit him on fire and stole his couple remains afterwards, now dubbing himself Baby. Followed up the show, and Gendo anyway. After a quick dumpster dive, he was able to find enough garbage with that, just in case her condition wasn't obvious. Within just a day, Hurricane's cryptid count jumped from 1 to 6. This was more than enough to catch Henry's attention, and he felt a little bit responsible for its mess. Henry wanted to try and course correct the baby Utah and make his legacy a little less. Let's go now! So, he stole a boatload of old animatronics, quickly crafted some new ones, and bought out an empty building under William Afton's name. Assassination decided to steal the idea, but it made it actually work at the time. All he had to do was revitalize his company, attract families to the and if the deadly animatronics showed up, set the place on fire. Easy. But first, he needed to hire a manager to do the actual work for him and act as a shield against unwanted media attention. He attempted this a concerning amount of time, expecting to stop it completely while simultaneously using no clear instructions as to what he wanted. Several managers worked under fire. With one of two chickens selling the animatronics, and yet another getting the place sued for kicks and giggles, every manager's run ended up in disaster. Henry was at a loss as to who could possibly run this place competently and accidentally do exactly what he wanted. Luckily, this pizzeria was built right in front of Michael Afton's house. Mike had made incredible strides in his refrigerator regeneration. After all this time, he had finally grown back and moved to his son. He wasn't really sure which one, but he felt hopeful to finally go outside. With a promising job on the doorstep, he excitedly signed on to Buddy Fazbear's pizza place. The building, having been horrendously downsized after all of the managerial failures completed by the rifle, was nothing more than a small shack with nothing inside. Luckily, Mike was blessed with the afternoon's incredible financial literacy. Every day, he restored a portion of the restaurant to its former glory. Not only that, each night, an animatronic would pop up in the alley to check out what was happening, and Michael got paid to salvage each one and throw them at the bench. First, Bolton Press, thinking about a new pizzeria excited them, as they were getting a little sick of being a pile of wires suppressing the voice of the middle-aged woman. With this new location, though, they could perhaps find some new, separate bodies to invest. A big collection of Seinfeld episodes they dropped from someone's house. Mike, who was so proud that though there wasn't a kid, lit the collection on fire and walked away. Molten Freddy, with 4 out of 5 of their spirits now shattered, stayed behind him in a desperate quest for revenge. The next night, Michael was elated to find the animatronic before him was William. He didn't expect his father to return after all the time and hold him down, but he did. Unfortunately, William didn't really care. He just bragged about how he knew this pizzeria, given that there were fire hazard signs all over the place. After that, he started trying to workshop new names for himself, such as Rat Trap with Michael to no avail. Mike felt betrayed by his father's nonchalance at their grand reunion. So, he tased William and threw him into Henry's office to make it his problem. The next day, Rat Baby finally arrived at the pizzeria. Having done just about everything on her bucket list, from becoming Utah's roller skating champion to inspiring an entire fashion craze, she decided that the most reasonable next step was to start murdering people with a giant claw. She had already visited once before to assassinate one of the previous managers, so she...
Not Darko!
To her disappointment, Michael was prepared for this and signed a restraining order on her. Since she already came all this way, though, she just wandered into the ventilation system to try and convince herself that the entire pizzeria was actually a gift for her. At this point, William finally regained consciousness and immediately tried to attack Henry. Henry, without a care in the world, just threatened William with a lighter and told him about his newest creation. After having it on his to-do list for decades, he finally created a cool animatronic named Lex. Not only that, it actually managed to capture the puppet. Unfortunately, Henry only found out the puppet was his daughter after he trapped her inside a plastic bear, and he didn't really know how to let her out.
I was even going to sell it to your son for $5. Michael wound up salvaging it. I may or may not be down 5,000 instead.
You bring 5,000.
Let's go! Yes. Now I'm bankrupt again.
Enraged that Michael robbed him of the chance to finally get his $5 back, William scrambled into the bench. Mike was anticipated keeping everyone at bay, though, and after a few more days of unmatched success with his pizzeria, it reached the most important day of its career. This, however, is when Scrap Baby disdained the narrative that Willie set this place up for her. No children taking trash. Nobody believed her, seeing as William was right there with no stake in this other than getting his money. Tired of listening to Baby ramble, Henry interrupted her and finally delivered a speech he had been rehearsing for the past month or so. Although he mostly just made guesses about everyone's motivations for being there, all the animatronics were impressed by his performance. So much so that they didn't even notice that the building was on fire. Michael, only paying attention when Henry mentioned an exit planned for him, immediately rushed out of there before the fire could kill him. The smoke did get to him a little bit, though, and he wound up coughing up some stray remnants. Hopefully he didn't. The others, however, weren't so lucky. Each and every one of the animatronics were destroyed as the building was engulfed in fire. With that, Henry finally ended the horrific legacy of their energy. Just kidding. Do you like...
Unbelievable! Calm down, no?
I hadn't ever really used a VR before, never mind streaming with it. But I had one FNAF game left before I had played them all, so I had some learning to do. Here's how my first attempt at streaming Help Wanted went. Alright chat, update. This is hard. How we doing?
Alright chat, update. This is hard. That's what she said.
Yeah, it sounded weird because I'm using my headset and my... So maybe... Okay. Oh, I see chat. Okay. That's a damn good start. Yeah, I know I can. I know you can. Hey, don't insult the mic. Hey, wait, hold on. Let's wait till it, like, fully... Okay. That's a good start. Look, it's the game. The problem remains... lack of chat. I did look up a tutorial. I was watching tutorials all morning. I'm glad you liked the mic. Let it go, Smith. The run is dead. And look at you guys, right? You're not updating anymore. That's so sad. I'm taking my chair back. Look, it's so far away. We can almost reach it. I thought that would go so much better. I really did. It went horrible. Yeah, after that miserable failure, things improved. The occasional lag and spiff auto-tune are just part of the experience I've crafted. Yeah! Help Wanted experience. Chat, can you see me? Can you see yourself? Ah, good. You guys are updating. Okay. Hello. Can't hear the game, though, but I think I know how to fix that. Okay, I'm back. Nice. So to get this guy, to get you guys to show up over top of the game, I needed to have FNAF VR run in Windows 7 compatibility mode, because Facebook just says, fuck running things over top of games, you can't do it, so I had to run the game in a compatibility that didn't work with Facebook, which is Windows 7, so that it would show up over top. Anyway, yeah.
Me and Smith have the exact same headset.
I'm super scared. I'm so scared. The real deal.
The real deal.
Cams do.
I can't believe it's been 6 months love the stream so much.
Yeah, Cams is doing alright. Going under the cupcakes. What? Holy shit. Oh my god. Do I eat it? my game audio. What do I do, Chad? I'm scared. The door's closed. Did I close it? Oh my god, it's fucking Bonnie!
Oh my god, it's fucking Bonnie. I love Astro Spiff just because of his reaction to Bonnie. Just, oh my god, it's fucking Bonnie. It's doing what to Bonnie?
Bro? Bonnie? Oh my god, he's still there. Hug me, Chad, I'm gonna die.
Hug me, Chad, I'm gonna die. No. Hug yourself, you nerd.
Yeah, he was in my face. I'm sweating, Chad. Oh yeah, it's not locked. It's only on my wrist in game. Hey, you guys want me to look out the left door? It's not locked. It's only just in my face. I'm sweating, Chad. Oh yeah, it's not locked. It's only on my wrist in game. Hey, you guys want me to look out the left door?
Shit, wait, no.
Oh, fuck! What the shit? Oh. Damn, Chad. You got me good. What do we got? Any advice that I'm gonna pick up? I don't think there's any toilet bodies. There's no shot that there's something under the desk. Don't even fucking dare. Right door for Easter egg? Hey, fuck you guys. How'd you get there so fast, bro? What the fuck? It's time to cool off, Chad. It's not real.
Revert to monkey.
What? Oh. Did I win?
Did I win?
I gotta take a sec here. Oh. Look so dumb? What? Why? I'm just a kid standing here. Don't these lights only cams? Yeah, but the cams, like, look at this shit. What am I supposed to be seeing? Oh, she did.
Jose.
Yeah, hi, chicken. Oh, she gone? She gone, okay.
Oh, she gone?
Alright, chat, we beat Light fucking 1. Oh, yeah, I did it! Thanks! Chocolate bar. Oh, yeah, this game.
They spent a small fortune on these new animatronics.
What do I do?
I survived!
Advanced mobility. They don't let them walk around during the day. That neither. But most importantly, they're all tied to
Good luck. Special place in my heart for sheer fucking excitement. Please don't die. Someone else might be watching.
But I'm attempting not, you know. Alright. Get him.
Bam! No, I'm not with the plant.
It's been a lot easier than I
Coward. Coward, you imagine not trying to go for a touchdown here.
Okay, so you guys wanted me to how do I do the advance? Good luck. XW? Yeah, okay. Well.
You should need no instruction. However,
I think I made a mistake. The cops? Back up!
Turn the valve on the pipe.
Ah. I
I
love dumb spit. I love the dumb version of Astro Spit.
Should have hired a shorter guy.
God damn, you don't live in California, huh? Perfect degrees here is like 60.
Just down on the right joystick. Guys, you all want me to be short. I'm a tall guy. I just don't have to deal with it. Oh, shit.
Oh,
Get
shit.
shorter. I'm now afraid. You're so dumpstered, you don't even realize it yet? Okay. Oh my god. Wait, what is that one? Well done.
Oh my god, he pipped it and it was meant to go in.
Oh, hey man.
Here we go.
That ain't mangoes.
Hey man.
He just got a teeth.
I can't reach. Oh.
Idiot. It's an Ennis man.
So there's a
Alright, now here we go.
mandatory skill, right? Wait, how do I do middle finger?
You're flipping us off,
All those
Spiff.
gears for an achievement. Oh, fuck yeah. Dude, we get to eat a gear? I never get to do that in real life. Truly, video games are letting me live my greatest fantasies. I wanted to make some crap dinner last night, but it occurred to me that I still don't have a pot in my house. And I was so hungry. Yeah, I was so hungry. And I asked myself, how good would raw noodles be? I'm sure a lot of you have heard the joke, like, taking a pack of ramen, eating it raw, and snorting the powder. But did you guys ever do that? You guys ever ate the ramen raw and snorted the powder? I've never snorted the powder, but I've eaten the ramen raw. It wasn't that good. But I have friends who snort it. I snorted cayenne pepper once, and I have never had clearer sinuses in my entire life. Honestly, guys, if you have, like, fucked up sinuses, just snort some cayenne. We wanted to test ourselves with really intensely spicy stuff. But the spiciest thing we had in our house was cayenne, and I didn't want to eat it. It's nasty. So we were like, oh, what if we just snort the cayenne? Also worth noting at this time.
Don't listen to Astro Spiff. He ate plants until he was like 16. So don't listen to him. Actually, no. Do listen to him. He is still alive. So yeah, listen to him. You should stop eating plants. Damn it. That's probably how Astro Spiff reacted when he was told to stop eating plants. And it's like, you have to stop eating plants. Damn it.
Hey, what we got?
And then he fell down the thing saying the worst thing he could ever say. Undefined! Oh, the worst thing he could say is, motherfucker! Whoa, what? Oh my god.
start offense.
Oh! Oh! Fucking idiots. I thought it was a thing for me. No, they started to call F, so, like, can I move forward? What the hell? Here. Adlets. C-A-M-P-F-R-I-S-O-N-G song. C-A-M-P-F-R-I-S-O-N-G song. C-A-M-P-F-R-I-S-O-N-G song. Patrick! Up, C-A-M... Wait, Squidward! Fantastic! I hope people know that song from SpongeBob, because that's by far one of my favorite ones. Just the... We all gather around the campfire and sing our campfire songs. Or C-I-M-P-F-R-R-E-S-O-N-G songs. And if you don't know the word... You know. And if you don't know the word... Wait, no, and if you know the words, then you better sing along to our C... Wait, fuck, I don't remember the lyrics. Okay, I gotta pull it up now. Campfire song.
After a long day of camping, it's nice to unwind with a nice, relaxing campfire song. I call this one the Campfire Song. Let's gather around the campfire and sing our campfire song. Our C-A-M-P-F-R-I-S-O-N-G song. And if you don't think that we can sing it faster, then you're wrong. But it'll help if you just sing along. C-A-M-P-F-R-I-S-O-N-G song. C-A-M-P-F-R-I-S-O-N-G song. C-A-M-P-F-R-I-S-O-N-G song. C-A-M-P-F-R-I-S-O-N-G song. C-A-M-P-F-R-I-S. Good. Just sing along. That. Oh, I was about to click on a video about the six best SpongeBob songs, but I'm certain if I clicked on it, I'm certain I'd get copyright claimed. What? South Park has a new game coming out, it's apparently in 3D. I don't care about makeup. I'm already beautiful. I don't need makeup.
South Park's brand new game is confirmed to be in 3D. But did you know, before Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole, it was actually a cancelled 3D game inspired by Hit and Run, which many fans believe to be the game THQ are currently working on. But the question is it? Before we start the vid, consider subscribing and enjoying the content. So we all know about the 3D N64 games, but did you know about the South Park game that was meant to release in 2004, but was ultimately cancelled before it even started? Was this the game created by the South Park creators? I've seen a lot of people mention in the comments they want to see the South Park GTA clone resurrected, and that's what they think THQ are currently working on now. But did you know this game, just like the N64 games, had no involvement in betrayal Matt? Which even caught me by surprise, considering after how much they despised the early games that they would allow another company to use the idea. How many such TV licensed games we had over the years which do not translate well to video game format? Other than Chicken Little, they got a Metacritic score of 100. Granted, the difference is with the newly announced THQ game, Parker and Stone are in creative control. There's also a giant leap to take from going to a 2D game that has the original look of your show to 3D. One thing you know about that
Probably.
is that they're very hard working people.
CAMPF4SONG song. CAMPF4SONG song. CAMPF4SONG song. I just found a video. I'm gonna be watching a video I just saw later, because I'm certain I will be getting copyright claimed. This one. The CAMPF4 SONG song. CAMPF4 song. CAMPF4 song.
Let's go! Hustle!
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna give up yet. If fish can live underwater, then so can I.
Is more still a YouTuber? I actually don't know.
No, it's a League of Legends champion, you idiot. Morgana.
Man, I'm dead.
Bro, I'm dead.
Bro, I'm dead. Kirby? Wait, don't they have Small Ant on here?
What is going on, my dudes? Welcome back to If You Laugh, You Leave the Couch. I'm live here at twitch.tv/Jimmy here with my chat going absolutely wild as they usually are. You can join us live as well as join us on the Discord. You can take your video, submit it right here, boom, bing, bow, on the Discord server. Lots of links for absolutely
wow. I didn't know you could just go boom, bing, pow, and then your videos appear.
Without further ado, no more stalling. Let's go ahead and introduce the homies. First up, you know him, you love him. Bryce up, baby! Get on out here, bro!
Who?
Bryce up!
Hey, yo, what?
Alright, next up, you also know him, and today is his birthday, so can we get a happy birthday in the chat and in the YouTube comments?
Wait, no, he wasn't born.
Zach GG, everybody!
Whatever day that's his birthday. Yeah, boo.
And Zach GG! Our special guest for today's You Laugh, You Leave is...
Oh, I thought that was... Oh god! Oh god, I actually now feel bad because Point Cross my fellow California native. Wait. I mean... No, that's good. I'm just gonna change what I just said. Also from California. California content creator.
I'm on this side. Wait, is that Gunther? Gunther! And our fifth person, Gunther!
Okay, listen, we do have to get our last laugh in, as per tradition. Ready?
Okay, shut up!
pessimist pride.
Robots. Just go.
Damn, he's not.
Roll out. What? The weight of life. Why are you bringing up like? Why are you bringing up like?
Just what I'm fine. That's all.
Go to the next video.
I love memes though. It's so good.
Classic!
Coca-Cola Espuma. I'm scared. Try not to laugh, guys.
I'm scared.
Oh,
No, dude, no.
7.
6, 5. No, dude, please. I'm not watching. I'm actually not watching. This isn't cheating because it's not supposed to make you laugh.
Terrifying.
Scared, dude.
Dude, you could have just picked that off.
Like, calm down a little bit there. You know, just, hey, you're gonna have to just like very base.
That's in quick.
No.
That has to be. Did he?
No.
Drive a truck where we went. This is mine now, bitch. Pick it off. Oh, that would have been an amazing interception.
How?
What?
How? This man.
That actually.
That laugh. It was the crowd.
Where'd the trash can go?
Good point.
I don't know why I thought that was funny.
2, 3. You guys ready to jam?
Oh, yeah!
Oh, you got us! I've been getting coconut mauled almost every stream for like 2 years, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's beautiful. You live the perfect life. Wait, what is he wearing on his head? I think it's a garbage bin, honestly.
I mean, but think, it's so dark in there, it looks like a mall.
True.
There's no way, Chowder.
Yo, you gotta be kidding.
I really don't care.
Unbelievable.
That is what you call a wicked shot.
Rack them up, Chi-Town.
This is the most powerful demon I've encountered. But this is
Don't
not
forget to subscribe to worst YouTuber ever.
Exclusively in movie theaters, rated R.
Please don't f your sandwiches. If you guys didn't have to face any consequences of like any this is why we don't play. No, this is why we don't play League of Legends.
Absolutely.
No.
You played League of Legends?
A lot.
Why did I catch a stray?
I'm so glad that I'm safe. Yo, chat.
Yo, but on the real, would you guys like a burger?
Absolutely.
If the burger was into it, you know? Yeah. What the?
Happy birthday, Zach.
Hooray!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Yeah.
I'm never posting on social media again. Goofy ass Zach.
That's how it goes. You gotta be ready to take it. I mean...
What?
Do you honestly think I don't know the horse has a dodge 65 hours into the game? That man still, like, stared into my soul.
His presence coming.
Touched me.
I hear a hunter. Oh. I see.
I miss playing Left 4 Dead 2.
Neil Staples still can't believe what he heard while playing the video game Portal 2
with his 10-year-old adopted daughter, Zoe.
All right, fatty, adopted fatty, fatty, no parent.
That is not funny at all.
Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. Definitely not funny at all. It's just a good game. That's all. Is this grad? Yes.
I really don't want to sit through any more of these games so right now, so I might just go ahead and simulate to the off season, not the off season, the playoffs. Yes, sim playoffs. I am not in the mood to play any more of those games, because they're just getting a little too easy.
Okay. I hate that, dude. I hate that orange. Oh, dude, it's so bad. Is that your weak point? That's your weak point, dude. That's a silly goofer, you know. All right, silly fella. 2, 3, 2, 3. Good one. I almost cracked on that. So much weed. Wow. I love weed.
I remember that part in the game when they just jump over your pen, when the pins just jump over a ball and say, "Fuck you." That was my least favorite part. It hurt my feelings. I lost to the Falcons. The game then had me lose to Saints, Buccaneers, and the Raiders.
Oh, exactly. It was the perfectly timed disrespect. Oh no! So much weed, dude. Because you thought the punchline was the jump. I didn't. You got me so hard. Like you dodged that first punch, but the second punch was around the corner. Gotcha, dude. Oh my god. All right. So good. What's the score? Oh, across the board, dude.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, adopt her. Okay, Charlie, I'm gonna sit here and just hang out with my new best friend, Bettina.
Really?
It's weather. Oh yeah.
I think you two should get a hotel room or something. There's a lot of action going on over there.
Oh, Charlie.
Probably the most action you've had in months, huh?
About that last scene about people falling out of high buildings. I myself have worked all my life in such a building and have never once.
I will never get kissed by Jimmy on my birthday.
Man, that would be crazy. Why you gotta be specific with it?
No. Yeah. Oh.
Deep breaths, everyone. Deep breaths.
Yeah. Okay, everyone in?
Damn it, Cowboys. Okay, right.
Brad.
Okay,
I
1,
just
2,
came back
3,
from the
4,
ER
5,
for shoving
6.
Burger King burgers up my tight. The physician diagnosed me with burgers. That means Burger King burgers are ass. At Arby's, we make.
Is that an actual ad? I would love if that is an actual ad. Damn it. The guy I want is probably going second. Okay, yeah, Sam Donald. What are you gonna do? Throw the ball? Fucking nerd. Store? Store. Okay. I could have him store instead of Samson Evelgon, but Evelgon's doing pretty good.
For your most brilliant smile, Crest has you covered. Nice smile, bro. Thanks. Crest 3D White, 100% more stain removal. Crest, the #1 toothpaste brand in America. For your most brilliant smile, Crest has you covered. Nice smile, bro. Thanks. Crest 3D White, 100% more stain removal. Crest, the #1 toothpaste brand in America.
Metro offers MLS Season Pass.
On us.
What about for existing customers?
Yep.
Every match?
I bet that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it says it on the poster.
Plus, get unlimited 5G for $25. Now at Metro.
Oh, the exact it was the perfectly timed disrespect. Oh no! So much away, dude. Because you thought the punchline was the jump. I didn't. You got me so hard. Like you dodged that first punch, but the second punch was around the corner. Got you, dude. Oh my god. All right. So good. What's the score? Oh, across the board, dude.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, adopt her. Okay, Charlie, I'm gonna sit here and just hang out with my new best friend, Bakina.
Really?
It's the weather. Oh yeah.
I think you two should get a hotel room or something. There's a lot of action going on over there.
Oh, Charlie.
Probably the most action you've had in months, huh? Let's take a look at the weather.
Charlie! Damn! Man's went for the budget. Wow.
I can complain about that last scene about people falling out of high buildings. I myself have worked all my life in such a building and have never once.
I will never get kissed by Jimmy on my birthday. Man, that would be crazy. Why you gotta be so specific with it?
I will also never be kissed by Jimmy on my birthday, September 27th.
Congrats, everyone. Yeah. Okay, everyone in?
Real set.
Fred.
I just came back from the ER for shoving burgers. Titles. The physician diagnosed me with burgers. That means Burger King burgers are ass. At Arby's, we make burgers that aren't for like Burger King's. We
make them with creamy white.
I'm going to be handing out some of my brand new coffee boxes for my coffee rebrand to some of my YouTuber friends. Everybody! PJ, coffee! Because recently I changed how my coffee brand looks. The previous branding was something that I came up with a long time ago, but I thought it was some time for some new pizzazz, some new freshness, something to kind of like keep people interested and keep people occupied that represents me as a person a whole lot better. So I introduce you to the brand new look of Top of the Morning Coffee. We have hats with our brand new mascot Sunny on it, and our brand new logo with our brand new bags. Look at that beautiful sunny ray of sunshine entering into your household.
I didn't let it end. Why is it breaking in? Jack, why is your coffee brand breaking in? Woohoo! Yeah! Beat them up! Yeah! Shit!
Oh my god, it legitimately smells amazing. It's still the exact same coffee. Everything else underneath this is all the exact same. Same beans, same taste, same flavor. All of that is exactly the same as before, but now it just looks fresh and new and exciting. And doesn't that suit me so much more? Absurdly good coffee. I'm absurd. And you can even see on the back of the pack, I think that this is very important as well. It says, make a coffee, make a difference. Every single time you buy something from topofthemorningcoffee.com, 1% of that will be going towards Crisis Text Line to help out young people with their mental health. The first person I wanted to surprise with my coffee was my good friend Tommy Innit, because he's a big coffee drinker and he loves me so much. Look, he's in there. He's streaming. We're gonna go and the coffee box will be a small here now. It's gonna be really exciting. He loves me. He really loves me.
He just throws the coffee at him and they start making out.
$25 a line.
I wasn't complaining about that.
And keep your own phone.
I love that we both got
Wait a second.
and save money doing it. Hey, we're sitting on a sign here.
That's Welcome Unlimited for just $25 a line. Verizon.
When there are battles to win for America's future, there is one constant.
Everybody! Jack. That's the guy. Jack! Yeah, from YouTube Rewind. He knows me. He's just Rewind Jack. No. I brought you a gift. Get out. He's just joking. He does this all the time. I'm like a big brother to him. We relaunched coffee. Brand new logo and everything. And I thought you'd be like one of the first people to have it. I got you a box. Love it, mate. There you go. Open it up.
Well, it's got a big smiley face on it.
Yeah. Are you watching Pokemon?
No.
We even have taglines and everything.
You're the barista now. Isn't that like a judge?
That's a barrister.
But you're the barrister now. Dear Tommy, as the oldest and coolest guy you know, I am bestowing this gift of confidence.
Wait, Jacksepticeye! His Jacksepticeye? I might re-sign DeAndre, but trade him for picks. He may be old, but I'm making him look better than he is. Boom. It's like Jimmy Garoppolo.
Hey, take care of the ball, guys. Take care of the ball.
Because DeAndre Hopkins is good, but he's pretty old and he doesn't look that good from time to time. And I've been making him look like the best player in all football. So yeah. So I might add like Kirk Cousins with it because I don't want Cousins.
We're going, let's go!
Aglets. Dr. Michael. We have to watch Dr. Michael.
Here we go.
Oh my God, Kelsey, you had it!
I've officially finished watching The Last of Us. I played the game, really enjoyed it, but there's a lot of medical stuff that we have to talk about. This is not just a live reaction. I plan this out into 4 categories of things we have to cover. This is going to be a wild ride. Let's have some fun, guys. Alright, there's first aid, but like I said, this is the worst first aid. We got a couple of scenes here pulled up where I think there are just glaring examples of problems, starting with the first episode.
Sir, we are not safe!
right? So she's breathing fast. That means she's not getting enough oxygen. So the body is responding by increasing the pulse, increasing cardiac output, and trying to increase the breathing rate to try and get more oxygen. I know. So he's trying to apply pressure. This is the right thing to do in a scenario like this because she is breathing. She does have an open airway. But in reality, moving a person like this is now creating more harm than good because you're not actually helping them in any way.
Baby, listen to me. I gotta get you up.
Getting her up is only going to make the bleeding worse, faster. Even how much blood has come out in this short 30-second interval, you can already predict how much more is going to come out, and as a result, you know that she's not going to make it. That's why in a wartime situation, if you were to see an injury like this, it would be about getting the morphine out, not helping the soldier. On this speed, drives me up a wall. My guy doesn't know yet that she's bit, and he's trying to create some sort of ankle brace for her, but he ends up wrapping her foot. Like, what are you wrapping here? Like, at least put something stiff on either side of the ankle so it doesn't re-roll. Instead, he, like, double wraps the foot. Like, it doesn't help anything. You gotta add the stability to the ankle. Because when you have an inverted ankle injury, what ends up happening is you can damage the ligaments on the outside of your ankle, usually the anterior talofibular ligament. And as a result, your ankle is very loose and unstable. What I would have done is find some piece of wood, like there's wood materials all around it, and take 2 little sticks and put it on either side of the ankle so that the ankle gets extra stability. In fact, some of the best braces that I recommend to my patients are ones that have like little metal inserts on the side that literally prevent your ankle from rolling side to side. It allows your ankle to have motion like this, plantar flexion and dorsiflexion, but not eversion inward. Boom, wooden back gets hit, pushes the guy, but then he's going to realize the baseball bat that broke off on the tree is now in his abdomen. Potentially the worst thing you can do is, without thought, pull out the object that's been stabbed into you. Hey, this object is jagged. So as a result, pulling it out is going to create more damage, just like most knives and other things that get inserted into you. On top of it, you don't know if it's putting pressure on a blood vessel and preventing you from bleeding out. And my guy right there pulls it out. Bad move. Bad move. A lot of blood's going to come out. He's going to pass out. And the reason why he starts passing out quickly is because due to the loss of blood, the blood pressure drops and you're not getting enough circulation to your brain, so you lose balance. Okay, she found some thread. Very classic scenario here. Okay, she has this, first of all, extremely dirty towel, which is bothering me so much because she's just festering that wound with massive bacteria. And then she's going to suture the wound. This is what I find ridiculous in these shows, because remember, he was stabbed internally. So he's bleeding internally. Her closing off the wound is only closing off for the bacteria to be trapped inside of there and not really stopping any bleeding, because he's bleeding internally from his intestines, his organs being damaged. So she's not helping him at all with a situation like this. She's closing a dirty wound, which is something we don't do. Okay. Okay, she got herself some penicillin. And she obviously doesn't know how to give him the penicillin. Also, this is an IV dose of penicillin or IM dose of penicillin. So she just kind of ends up spraying it at him into his wound. So there's basically 4 ways you can give a medicine. You can give it orally. You can give it topically, like skin coverage. You could also give it IM, which you inject it into a large muscle group. Think about EpiPens. And then last but not least, you can give it subcutaneously, which is in the superficial portion of the skin. Oh, and through an IV, obviously directly. Like, if I was her and I wasn't sure, I would probably just stab it in the stuff. And I know that sounds funny, but at least that's an IM form of the dosage that you know it's going to get well absorbed and then travel systemically throughout the body. Obviously, doing it IV is the best way, but that's kind of hard to ask in a situation like this. Joel is officially superhuman in this series. It starts with this scene. Yep, classic fight scene. He's getting hit. This is the worst place you want to find yourself in a battle like this, because all the other person's weight is on top of you. You put pressure on these carotid arteries arteries, for just a matter of seconds, the person loses consciousness. In fact, here's a strangulation reference guide from the city of New York that says only 11 pounds of pressure placed on both carotid arteries for just 10 seconds is necessary to cause unconsciousness. And just 4 pounds of pressure on the jugular for 10 seconds is necessary to cause unconsciousness. That's because the jugular vein actually prevents outflow of blood from the brain, and if you block it, you actually have a buildup of blood in the brain, also causing a loss of consciousness. So this is the part where Joel's running away. We're bringing the scene back. Okay, he's fighting the guy. Great. First of all, I already know he has a bat into him. But the fact that he chokes this guy for 3 seconds and then does this weird motion. This does not destroy someone's neck. He doesn't even position him in a unique way. He moves his whole body around. And somehow, they create a cracking sound. What did he do? Did he crack his vertebrae? Did he crack his trachea? Even then, the guy would be laying on the ground choking. But instead, it looks like this guy just cut off all circulation. His brain, he decapitated it with his ever mighty grasp on his neck. And obviously,
Listen. How do we know Pedro Pascal can't do that in real life? Like, have you seen Pedro Pascal?
Alright, now here we go.
Daddy, Pedro could probably do that with, like, his pinky finger.
Freshly surgically closed by expert Dr. Ellie. He's fighting, wrestling people. My guy's hemoglobin hasn't recovered. He's still anemic. Walking for patients like this, they'll get short of breath. And yet my guy is wrestling out. Like literally, there's a level of conditioning that happens after an infection, after a blood loss, that you're not able to do things like this. You don't know when to crawl. This is an interesting scene. Basically, Joel sticks the knife, what looks like through the guy's femur and or kneecap and or tibia. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot just and Joel sticks the
Okay, I get Dr. Mike is the doctor, you know, but I'm pretty sure where he stuck it could be, like, I know over here where the shin is, going to your knee, that's the ACL. There's another thing above your kneecap, like that. So you could have stuck it into there. I think. I don't know, I'm not the doctor here.
After being sick and anemic and going into shock, with a knife stabbed through someone's bone. And first of all, getting stabbed into the quad muscle is probably the most painful area to get stabbed. There's so many nerve fibers, lots of circulation, lots of blood loss. But wow, the fact that he just went right through his bone is impossible. Stun grenade! These types of stun grenades create such a concussive effect on our brains that they shake us up. And in a scenario like this, where he was just injured, falling on his wound, not being fully recovered, he's not getting up from this for days. It's like getting the second concussion in sports that I always tell you about is the worst. And now he got hit again in the head. He's now waking up for weeks at a time. Not without major symptoms, at least. The next section is called Cordyceps is no fun, guys. It's my little play on it, because it is a fun guy. But it's no fun, guys.
And just to be clear, you do think microorganisms pose a threat?
Oh, in the most dire terms. Fungi seem harmless enough. Many species know otherwise, because there are some fungi who seek not to kill, but to control.
It's actually true that fungi exist in the millions in our ecosystem, and yet there's only few of them that have adapted in order to evade our own immune systems, in order to tolerate the high temperatures that the scientist is about to talk about.
Fungal infection of this kind is real, but not in humans. True, fungi can survive at its host internal temperatures over 90 degrees. And currently there are no reasons for fungi to evolve to be at that higher temperatures. But what if that were to change? What if, for instance, the world were to get slightly warmer? Well, now, there is reason to evolve.
I think it's important to think through these scenarios. As scientists, I wouldn't present this as a leading threat to our lives, because there are so many things like these mutations that could happen in certain scenarios that would be absolutely devastating to the human race.
that talking about it on a daily basis would just yield so much anxiety that will ultimately harm us for sure, as opposed to the chance of happening.
Fungi can walk around very mindless. Something starts to direct the active behavior, telling you where to go, what to do, like a puppeteer with a marionette.
It's also true that fungi, technically most of them, would be weeded out by our own internal immune systems. But there are situations where immune systems are weakened. That's actually the majority of times when fungal infections happen in humans, at least the devastating ones. And then on top of it, modern medicine has created some medications that we actually need to treat certain conditions that also weaken our immune systems that allow for opportunistic infections.
Puppets with poisoned minds, permanently fixed on one unifying goal: to spread the infection to every last human alive by any means necessary. There are no treatments for this, no preventatives, no cures. They don't exist. It's not even possible to make them.
I don't know why he says there are no treatments for fungal infections, because they do exist. So I'm sure he's making a point that I'm just not sort of wrapping my head around, but we do have medications for fungal infections. The one thing that I will say is accurate about this is they show the bite here, and then they show little red bumps far away. These are called satellite lesions, and those are sort of part of what we see on a fungal infection of skin. So that is realistic. This is where we see her immunity.
Joe, this is real. This is real.
The question is, though, how is she immune? Is it her blood type? Is it previous exposure? Some medication that she got? They have no idea. Well, this is Ellie being born. We fast forwarded quite a bit here. This scene also didn't happen in the game, which is unique. They kind of added a prequel of what happened before, kind of giving us some insight potentially as to how Ellie is immune. So you have a pregnant mom delivering a baby by herself in a really dirty, non-sterile environment while fungi, infected zombies are running around. Ooh, brutal fight sequence here. You're also fighting for the baby. We see that the mama bear gave birth to Ellie while fighting, probably from bearing down during contraction. You also see, simultaneously, that mama bear here has been bitten by said infected zombie. And mom is still connected via the umbilical cord to Ellie, therefore potentially spreading a small amount of particles of this infection to the baby. She cuts it rather quickly, but there is a possibility that Ellie was just slightly exposed to this type of fungal infection. So if you have a mild, small exposure of fungi, that can't hurt you. Maybe you could build up an adaptive immunity to said fungi. Not proven yet, but it's a...
Chairs. Gotta go. Okay? Engage couch. Or love seats. Yeah, love seats. Something about love seats make me feel happy. Remember? I bought the team. Cash, brother.
Dreaming of becoming a doctor? Make it a reality at the largest provider of new doctors in the U.S.
Here. Now we gotta fact check the actual medicine that we're seeing in the show.
I'm exhausted. God damn it.
Back in bed. I promise you I'm gonna stay up. Why? Because this is my last day.
What he's talking about here is basically medical aid in dying. For example, in New Jersey, where I work, we have programs that after meeting all the requirements, making sure that you've met with the proper mental health folks, that you've been judged by doctors to make sure that you actually have a short lifespan and that your condition is irreversible, that you can receive medical aid in dying. It's part of compassionate care and end-of-life care. Frank looks like he probably has MS, maybe ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. They're actually quite similar neurodegenerative diseases, but the things that they attack in our nervous system is different. For example, in MS, this is an autoimmune condition where the body attacks the myelin sheaths, the protective covering of the nerves. In ALS, you're actually creating damage to the neurons themselves. So it's slightly different in that sense, but a lot of the symptoms look quite similar. Oh, this scene here is very fascinating to me. Because if Ellie believes this to be something that she has in her blood. Antibodies as an example. She's essentially trying to do like a convalescent plasma transfusion here. The question is she going to create a proper transfusion kit? And as we all know, with the lack of supplies and circumstances, she's going to do the classic blood brothers thing, or blood sisters thing, where she's going to make an incision and try and bleed over his wound. But as we know, while that can transmit some infections, it's not going to transfer enough healing factors for it to be beneficial. And the reason we use convalescent plasma, by the way, for these types of transfusions, we use them in COVID, is because the plasma, which makes up the majority of the blood, it's that yellow portion of blood that I've shown you in previous videos, that we desperately need donations of, so donate your plasma. That's where the antibodies flow. And by getting that donation, you can actually pass along immunity to others. Now, this is where we learned this community of people are actually involved in cannibalism. What is it?
Venison.
Many people will say, oh, that must carry so much disease. In reality, not to sound gross, human flesh is not that much different from eating animal flesh in terms of risk. You cook it well, the person's not sick in the moment. It's very similar. Obviously, the human body has a weird distribution of proteins and fats in order for it to be nutritious, so it's not very nutritious. But then, the brain, it can carry a disease known as Kuru. This actually was a big problem in the 50s and 60s in New Guinea, where they actually, as part of their culture, would consume the brains of other humans. It's very problematic because it's lethal, and we learned a lot about prion disease from that scenario, and specifically a lot because the incubation period was so long that it actually allowed us to study it and see this develop in the native population. So that's the one part of the body that's like a no-go. I can't. She's being prepped for surgery. But why is she going for surgery? What do they hope to do? If they believe her blood has healing powers, what is the purpose of the surgery? Study her blood first, see if that works before putting her into surgery. Our doctor, he thinks that the cordyceps in Ellie has grown with her since birth.
Why is she in surgery?
It produces a kind of chemical messenger. It makes normal cordyceps think that she's cordyceps. That makes no sense. If it makes other cordyceps think that she's cordyceps, they wouldn't bite her. He's going to remove it from her, multiply the cells in a lab, produce those chemical messengers, and then we can give it to everyone. That's probably the worst theory of why she's immune. Whoever that doctor is needs to be relegated to the D League, the J League. Where do doctors go? I don't know.
The F League.
Be a cure, Joel.
Cordyceps grows inside the brain.
How does he know that? How does he know that cordyceps grow inside the brain, not in the blood, and then infect the brain through chemical messengers? It does. How does he know? How have they become experts in cordyceps when I don't know shit about cordyceps? The only thing I know about cordyceps is there's something to do with caterpillars. That's my knowledge of cordyceps. And some people use them because they think it gives them like a better athletic performance. I understand if you fail doing all the initial tests and then this is your last thing, okay, fine. But they haven't even tried sampling her blood. Why not take a pint of blood from her, give it to someone who has a cordyceps infection, and see if it heals them? This is actually a great situation to talk about the trolley problem. Do we sacrifice one Ellie in order to save the human race? I'm curious. Leave your comments down below because I need to know.
Unhook her.
How did you get in here?
All right, so we see the heart monitor, we see good lights, we see them wearing proper protective gear. It looks like a very sterile environment, actually. They're taking off the EKG leads, they're pulling out the IVs. That was a weird placement for the IV. It was kind of in the middle of the forearm, not antecubital. I will say they did create a nice makeshift hospital. I just don't know what they were about to do. What medical procedure surgically would help them find the cure? I actually asked all sorts of ethical questions just like that to ChatGPT to see if it's as smart as a real doctor. Actually, it was a little smarter, but also a little stupider. Artificial intelligence systems are all over the internet these days, so I decided to put ChatGPT to the test and see how well it can answer some serious medical trivia and ethical questions. Huge thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. What should I do if I find someone who isn't breathing? You know what I'm about to say. Call for help first, and then chest compression, chest compression, chest compression. But let's see which.
Watch a Dr. Mike video.
It involves performing chest compressions and rescue breathing to circulate oxygen-rich blood to the body. It is important to note that performing CPR without proper training or certification may cause harm to the person you're trying to help. Well, how about this, ChatGPT? I'm going to give you like an 8 out of 10 on this one. This is really good. If you are an innocent bystander, you should not try doing rescue breaths, and you should just try and perform hands-only CPR. Unless you're trained and you know how to do it, you're going to get confused when you're trying to do rescue breaths. So just do hands-only CPR to the tune of the famous song, Staying Alive.
Audiences are raving. Oh, I got a good feeling about this. Dungeons & Dragons is the biggest surprise of the year.
That's a lot of pressure.
That's what we do. It's wildly entertaining, epic, and hilarious. Wonderful. Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves.
Wait, nope, 9 points. I didn't get to do the extra point.
Is tap water safe to drink? In general, tap water is considered safe to drink in the United States and many other countries. The water supplied by municipal authorities is regularly tested and treated to ensure that it meets safety standards for various contaminants such as bacteria, viruses, and chemicals. Water quality can vary depending on the location and infrastructure of a specific area, so it's always good to check with your local water authority or utility company to get info about the specific quality of the tap water in your area. You can opt for filtered water, bottled water, or alternative source. Okay, this is a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 answer. And what's interesting is if like you look at New York City tap water as an example and you compare it to some of the bottled water companies, some of the bottled water companies that come from spring sources have more bacteria than the tap water. It's really important to get a sense of the tap water in your area, but in general, I advise people to not overthink things and drink tap. I drink tap. Yes, there's maybe some benefit to getting a proper filter and filtering it just to be sure. How about one we did on the channel before? Is it safe to crack my knuckles? There is a long-standing belief that cracking your knuckles can lead to arthritis, but research has not found a strong link between the two. However, some studies show that frequent knuckle cracking can lead to hand weakness and reduced grip strength. People who have joint pain or a history of joint problems should avoid excessive knuckle cracking. It's also important to note that there are certain situations where it is not recommended to crack your knuckles, such as if you have an injury or inflammation in the area, or if you have a medical condition that affects your joints. 10 out of 10 answer. We found a 10 out of 10 answer. Why does it feel like my facial hair is thicker here? Kind of want to go fix it. Let's go into some juicy questions. I like juicy questions. Who is the best YouTube doctor? Some of the most well-known and respected doctors on YouTube include Dr. Michael Greger, John Campbell, Eric Berg, Rhonda Patrick, Drew Pinsky. I got kicked out. I love that you can give thumbs up or thumbs down. The best YouTube doctor, thumbs down. This is harmful and unsafe, and this isn't true, and this isn't helpful. Let's do a funny one. And I only say funny because it doesn't know my sex. So, when should I get a cervical biopsy? I'm really trying to trick ChatGPT here. Because when I say cervical biopsy, for me as a male, I'm talking about a cervical neck biopsy. I think it's going to think pap smear related biopsy. So let's see. Can I outsmart Chat?
Nice try, Dr. Michael. No, you will not be answering your question.
Recently, I had a friend who knows nothing about Pokemon tell me that he wanted to attempt Nuzlocke. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So I offered to help, and we created the first ever Coach Locker, a Nuzlocke made easier. Well, I guess it depends on where we're starting from.
Has Pyrus ever played this game? When was the last time you played this game? I started Nuzlocke 2 years ago, I didn't finish it.
And trust me, it only gets worse. Am I correct in guessing, like, childhood?
Yeah, Game Boy Color. When I was a kid, I got this for my birthday. I think it was like my 9th birthday or something.
Yeah, that's what we're working with. So now let's see if we can turn him into a Nuzlocking legend. You want to get into Pokemon, and you want to start it out here. Oh, wait, what?
Did you give me a randomized ROM, or did I load the wrong one? Wow, this has the same file name as the one you sent me.
Okay, so my second piece of advice is pick the correct goddamn game. So let's look at these normal ordinary starter Pokemon.
Cyndaquil. For sure. I guess we're calling it Dexter.
Dexter? Sorry to keep pausing the video, but I just wanted to let you know that in every single Pokemon challenge run I do, I name all wild Pokemon after recent subscribers. So, hey, maybe even you can experience Death's cold embrace next run. Back to the Coach Lab where I give out really good advice and we talk about very important things.
I've never had a McGriddle. I don't think we have them over here.
It's like a sausage, egg, and cheese like biscuit, but imagine if the biscuit was a pancake injected with syrup. Does that sound American?
It sounds incredibly American.
You have one rival battle ahead of you, which, again, run hasn't started yet, so... he just got assaulted, robbed, and held at gunpoint, so...
Oh, that's a shame. It's all good.
Assaulted, robbed, and held at gunpoint.
Not bad. Not bad. I think Centric is okay, but I think Rattata might be the best you can get here.
Well, we're about to find out. Speaking of...
What scares me is that we didn't heal after that last battle.
Oh, you're right. We didn't do that.
And I would call that pretty bad.
It's okay. Just watch it. It goes in the second ball. It goes in this one. Oh my god. It's just because the last ball's the one that matters, right? This is the only one that matters. So it's going to stay in this ball. Yeah, that's what they say. Right? 1, 2, 3, and a score.
I'll be honest, Hope Train left the station. I had no faith. What is his ability?
Run away. That doesn't sound good. That sounds like the opposite of guts. I'm gonna be real, Jacob.
So, you could have avoided this trainer if you went around it.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of trainers are just fodder, and I kind of view them as, like, chances for you to fuck up. So I always try to avoid every trainer possible, especially if you're, like, candy pilled. Virus, I got a test for you. So, there's a trainer here. Would you say that this is optional?
Let me think about this. They don't seem to have any kind of peripheral vision. I'm gonna say...
Wait. First, will you just talk to her?
I see. That just wasn't a threat at all. I just overthanked the whole situation for nothing.
It was a trial, though. You're thinking correctly. So, okay, one thing to be careful of, right here, just so you know, you can only go up to +6 of any stat with setup moves.
Okay.
He's +6 defense right now. You can tackle him and you're like, oh, it won't do much damage, but if you critical hits always go through buffs.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
If your opponent sets up on you, you kind of want to fish for crits. Like, that can be your out sometimes. Oh, wait, Adamant Pidgey. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, so that means... So what natures mean, right?
Yeah, it's like an attack, like a stat boost and a stat debuff,
but do you know how much?
No, I do not know by how much.
It's pretty significant. It's, this Pidgey's attack is 10%.
Come to TurboTax and don't do your taxes.
Look at this guy. He's like a walking marshmallow. Just going for his morning stroll. He's having a fine and dandy time. Everything is peaceful. Everything is happy. The world's made of cheese for some reason. Uh-oh. Bad weather report. Casual vortex to another dimension has opened. It's up to Kirby to save the world. Shouldn't have upset the space-time continuum, Kirby. Oh, there's the car. It's an isekai. Kirby's awoken in a new world with only his smartphone. How will he get through this? Kind of spooky at the moment. He just dead now. Well, Kirby swallowed him. Okay.
Kirby ate the dog.
Welcome to the post-apocalypse. The Last of Us. Part 3. Humanity is dead. Only Kirby remains. Welcome to New Detroit. Oh, he didn't get powers. He's got a sword.
What?
I can kill what's left in this poor struggling world now. Get him, Kirby. All must suffer. Look at this guy. Drop ability. Now we can eat him instead. Bomb Kirby. Oh. Good lord. Nothing will be left. Oh god, this is gonna be the scene. There's a lot of rust on that car too. Here it comes.
Tetanus.
Kirby, no! There's so much rust. I hope he's got his tetanus shot. He just killed those poor creatures with the black hole that he is. Like, that's really gotta hurt. Kirby's just been stretched. His limbs have just been ripped asunder. He can't be too good mentally. Like, if we can hear Kirby right now, he's probably screaming. We get a song! Kirby and Detroit in decline. It's so jarred!
Son of a bitch. I guess I'm also was holding.
Pass interference. Defense.
Fuck.
What did they call that on?
What? Oh my fucking god, do these guys not understand that you're meant to fucking run? Like, what the fuck you doing to the hell? Good.
Only cute creatures survive. I'm gonna feel so bad killing anything. So much to see, Kirby. Your heart, take the wheel. The adventures await you in the fields of a new world.
Here we go.
He is dead. Alright!
I'm now Sonic!
Optimus. Fluffy bandits are kidnapping everyone. They probably have some cute name. Fluffy Banditos. The Fluffy Fox Gang. Ooh, it's sad. Save him, Kirby.
Make them cry.
It can fit through the bars. There's no issue.
No,
there.
look at the ears.
There's so much space. Just like turn sideways. The boxes are all Awoofies. The Awoofie army is invading. Use Kirby in his new mouthful mode, but run over them in a car. No! Just bomb the shit out of them. You can spawn camp some of them.
Did a jailbreak.
What about those other guys, the Waddle Dees? They were all captured, taken away. Now I'm the only one left. I have to go save them.
That was all part of my plan.
What if Kirby just eats this thing, like, right now?
Alright, there we go.
What? To help you save everyone? That's great. So your name is Kirby. I'm Elf Phelan? I'm Elf. Nice to meet you. If you ever want a second player to join you, just let me know. I'll always be ready. That Waddle Dee was robbed from a place in Super Smash Bros. I'm really not familiar with his character at all, but you can just see it, can't you? He could have made the roster. Fun fact, Kirby is canonically God. Is this just common knowledge of Kirby lore? He's a chaos deity. There's actually canon. He's destroyed other gods as well. But he's like a pink marshmallow. Search Kirby Void. Kirby Void. What the fuck? Kirby Void. The first result is Kirby Star Allies, the ultimate final boss, Astral Burst Void. The Void's Termina, what is Kirby Canon? What the fuck is this? Kirby series explained in 6 minutes. Why does that look like the opening to a creepypasta? Absolute monster. Why is he being rude too? Okay, the Kirby fandom now scared. Right. I don't know if I want to dive into the Kirby lore. Save the hidden Waddle Dees. Okay, we gotta do the bonus objective. I have to save the Waddle Dees. Mouthful. Wait, can I possess the vending machine? Jump and soda juice. Oh, look at him go! Pepsi for everyone. What happened to civilization in this world? It's the real question. How do you think that humanity perished? And only Kirby and his friends survived?
Kirby ate them.
Kirby ate them all! You think Kirby single-handedly triggered a mass extinction event? I could see it happening, honestly. Kirby just got real hungry one day. And sucked up a continent. I can eat traffic cones. Cone mouth. It looks like he's in a lot of pain. Punctured by the cone here. I can just rip through him. You shank Kirby with a knife. How much force do you need for it to pierce Kirby? Suppose you have a gun. You shoot Kirby in the face, right? Pinpoint precision. Wild Edge. Keep that in mind. God, his health is just disappearing. Come on, you're gonna get tired. I can run circles around you. Kirby has detonated a man. It's just blow up his corpse. Make sure you deal with the body, Kirby. Leave no evidence. Helpful mode wanted. Okay? I think Kirby's in trouble. We found a hidden Waddle Dee. Natures cover it. Except for specific bits of nature. Any living creatures are unfortunately going to be decimated as we go. But the Waddle Dees will prosper. We're going to rebuild humanity. Waddle Dee society. More. Mysterious vortex appeared in the sky over his home on planet Concept. When he woke up, he was in the world. Trapped into that vortex off the church and feeling mysterious power. See what he can do. Onward to adventure. So what? There's no lore for that one. Hell is low. You need to max into matter to fully heal yourself. As Captain Newt fall through the same vortex as Kirby and his friends. Were they in the new world already? It's hard to tell, but everyone seems to enjoy it. Even the beast. Fascinated like the foxy friends. The beast cat. It's so cute. I'm not mad at them. They kidnapped
Roughing the passer.
Defense collection is now available. Use this to control the figures you collected. Collect the full set. Oh, yes, we need a full set. Look at the setting up society. We need to collect the Waddle Dees to unlock new features. You can land on the D-pad. Get a little emote. Look, I'm waiting for one of these. Kirby waves.
We need some attention.
Beat this one up. No. Kirby, you gotta go. It's a fire power up. Oh, give me you. Fire Kirby. Now the world will burn. It's Waddle Dee. So they're gonna be everywhere. So yeah, just keep your eyes open. We gotta save all the Waddle Dees. We can't leave them behind. The game is too cute. I need to see what happens if we save them all. In my mind, I'm imagining a picnic or something. We beat that ending. Kirby just eats them all. No! Time for a big meal now that I've saved yous. Kirby, no!
Kirby, no!
Oh. God, that actually is quite well hidden. I would like to have those coins. There's a new job, Cat. Keep an eye out for the vents. Keep an eye out for any vents, Cat. We all know you're really good. Keep an eye out for them. You're all a bit sus, you know? You're playing the, Among Us. Among Us, am I right?
Yeah, the mangoes.
You're so gamer, Chat. That's pretty epic, if I do say so. Sorry my vocabulary is a little too lean for you.
Yeah, his vocabulary is a little bit too.
Am I right? Think about Kirby's Yeah, I'd fall over too, Kirby. He must be in so much pain. You missed a poster? What do you mean a poster? It had an X on it, did it? Oh, yes. There's a no Kirby poster. Who's the wanted poster?
No, Kirby's allowed!
How
dare that.
Yeah, look at You've got so many. There's another 10 Waddle Dees. Captured Waddle Dee. Oh, this is so sad. Beast Pac-Man can catch these 3 Waddle Dees in one golden cage. If they work together, they might be able to... Oh, never mind. They're too sad to move. All they can do is cry out for help. Wah, 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 wah. Somebody save them. Oh, they're really depressed. They captured. It breaks my heart. Waddle Dees are safe out of any mysterious areas. Treasure Road. Where are they? Actually, it's look out for like a Pokemon trainer with his smartphone. Phone me. Just like kind of running past them. Well, that's the time I've got left. Okay, I didn't realize I was back on the clock. Go, Kirby. Wow. Yeah. Stressing here for no reason. You have an ability. Kirby, he's got a gun! Watch out! He's gunned me! Eat the hedgehog. And the hedgehog's a power up too? I don't want to use the gun. Run Kirby is oddly satisfying. So run Kirby. The four animals here, everything's gonna be...
Yep.
Holding. Defense.
What? I just hear holding. Defense. Huh? We held? Oh, wait. They're stupid. That was still technically their offense.
Oh, we get that in time! Secret Waddle Dee. If we didn't get that, he would have just been, like, destroyed by the boulder. And we saved a hot dog, more importantly. Let's swallow the vehicle. So
Vehicle!
Probably is one of the more fun power-ups, though. Go back to the hole? Is the hole one of them? Surely not. The hole is just dead. There's no way. It's Uber. It's a very dangerous route for an Uber driver. Drive without falling off the edge. See, you guys would have got me injured. We wouldn't have got that secret objective. Kirby's got a car and a gun now. This is the closest we're going to get to Grand Theft Kirby. Trip to a Lival Mod? A Lival Mod is not a good name for Kirby. Like, it's now dead. Spiky Boy. Can I eat him? Needle Kirby. Just scrap them all. Dead trap. God, Locker Kirby. Just falls down. Come on, Kirby. He's just stuck now. This is how he dies. First place to the right. Kirby goes to McDonald's. Kirby goes to McDonald's and orders a 6-piece chicken nugget meal. Poor guys. Kirby steals their McDonald's meal and kills everyone in the shop. No! Kirby eats 7 Big Macs at once, and his bowels fail. God. Fire power up there. A wild frosty. Oh, that's why he was giving it to us. I can eat him. Now I'm gonna leave them.
The guy who got hurt looked like a fat version of me. Go on a date together. Give me the cake.
No! Kirby. No regard for property. We left 2 Waddle Dees behind. Gotta go back.
You have to get killed now.
Get enough of them to like break open the doors. That's interesting. We're all at the mall. Thanks, Waddle Dee Army. Okay, so I gotta find the donut and not get lost in the mall. Let's do it again real quick. Kirby and the quest for Dunkin' Donuts. Kirby's getting real hungry. Okay. Oh! There's the donut. Okay, we got that done. We're getting 10 bits. Kirby's gonna eat well. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's more cake on the other table, alright? They can still have a happy day. Just like walking up and down against it. It's just so cute. Well, let's destroy them all again. Hope this isn't a structural support of some kind still. They might just cave in on everyone who's inside there right now. They could all be crushed. Oh, we have the gun going too. Oh, I don't like that he has the Dave. He's a big boy. Oh. Don't squish him. Wearing the waddle beast is a necklace. Strong-armed beast.
Donkey Kong?
Oh. New Pokemon.
New Pokemon!
Slip through his legs was a challenge? Go on through. Oh no. Oh, there might have been a challenge for not getting hit. It's okay, I can do them again. Find out. Do a not getting hit challenge. Simply just beat your gun.
Yeah, there's my score. It's probably gonna be a QB sneak.
Yeah, we got 2 of the challenges there. Clear within 2 minutes was one. Oh, we got that too.
What? You could've just sneaked it in. Kirby's gone. Kirby is forgotten. Motherfucker.
Copy abilities you'll find out there will become available in here. Hop in and grab one anytime. Oh, and guess what else? Help to evolve those abilities to make them much stronger.
Oh, come on, baby. Alright, guys.
Other abilities evolve with the Chakram Cutter. It's got a little face on it now. No wait for the gun upgrade. Like, wow, Kirby has an assault rifle. Molten Kirby.
Wow, Kirby is now an American at school.
Speaking of assault rifles, that's just like a machine gun. Mr. Sandbag. Oh, that poor man. Oh, we gotta partake in some gambling. I need to do this until I have like every single figure again. Kirby getting the mysterious mouthful mode ability.
Welcome to the stream.
Now we can summon an entire set of lockers into his mouth.
Wow!
Tip over. Hey, who booked this behind the lockers? Probably just some thing. Don't attack back here. Got Homeland, Kirby. You're out of control, Kirby. Look how many more we have. So many more figures. 100. We got a star. That's side. That's side. We should have done. Got Goromando.
Hey, Blair.
Collection already. That is a 50-50 chance for us to get something new. You will grow to be a fine specimen. Oh, that's gotta be like a mean format in a day or two. Smiles. You know 45 is an even nicer. Why the hell not even go for 50? People are giving bets for gambling. You know what the best part is? It's only Project 1. The world's expanded. Magic beat these things. We have to go back and do the boss again though first. Oh no! So close! Very end. New Elden Ring DLC was great. I was basically out. What?
I love that Elden Ring DLC.
Great enemies, though. Got the gorilla room. His name begins with a G, too. George R. R. Martin wrote that gorilla. Wild Bonkers. Good God.
What are you doing?
Kirby, what have they done to you? We can break on through here. Go, Kirby. Kill the crocodiles now. He screams for he's in pain. Kirby's just like, oh! Are you?
So we gonna take it or what?
This Kirby's just sleepy. Oh no, wake up. That's not a great power-up. It made him post. Waddle Key liveries. Enter present code to get special item. Kirby's house. It's your home away from home. So cute. Okay, let's check out the post office. Are there any presents and codes you find? We'll ship the related presents in and drop by your house. Speaking of codes, there are a few present codes hidden right
End my stream and restart it.
written on his wall. Let's see. First password.